two of the now adult children
Yeah.
retired early.
Imagine.
Literally, like retired early on that day.
Wow.
So that funeral was literally like a party to say, like, this is it, man.
Yeah,
like,
they did it, man. Thank you.
Like, we
We're
planned,
tired.
we planned
Everyone
well,
cheers.
and
like,
we protected like our family's assets and what have you.
Are you challenging me? You wanna go, bro?
I won't lie, I'll lose. It's been a long time.
I want to jump into kids right now.
Oh,
Okay.
straight in.
Wow.
Done you.
Because the thing is, yeah, you see kids, yeah, like what happens is, like, as so, as obviously we've all been children at once, and
Yeah.
we know when you're trying to fake a day off, like you're trying to get the day off of school. I'm not saying that she did, because she really did vomit. She really did vomit this morning. Like so yesterday she felt unwell. Like she's been a bit up and down with like the toilet of recent at school. I still think like sometimes when you bring kids into like a new environment, they're a bit shocked. So sometimes they're not like the usual routine of just going to the toilet. They might be a bit late, or she'll come back and the knickers are a little bit wet. Things like that. So we've just been like, all right, cool, that's enough. We're taking away, you're not watching TV, you're like, we're being like super on it, right? So she went to the toilet yesterday, she did number 2, and then she said, oh, my belly's hurting a bit. I said, that's fine, like you've gone to the toilet. And I wasn't hearing that because she was in trouble anyway.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's fine, you'll be all right. So she wakes up today, and then Mandy said to me, she likes to get into our bed like after she's woken up, like just to like be around mommy and daddy, then we get her ready.
Yep.
So Mandy goes to me, oh, she was a bit teary. She didn't say it out loud, but she spelt it. I don't know if you do that, like when they're young, you don't say it, like you kind of say she's T-E-A-R, because if you say teary, then she wants to cry now, right?
Yeah.
So she's a bit teary. So I was like, okay, cool, no problem. Got her up. I'm like, oh yeah, it's all right. She's been a bit slow, but they're normally slow in the morning. And then I was like, are you okay? And then she looked like she was gonna cry. I was like, okay, give me a hug. I just felt everything just coming down, like vomit or whatever, right?
Okay.
But this is my thing, right? She vomited, but you know when you vomit sometimes and then you're good?
Yeah.
You needed the vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's okay now. But she was milking it.
Right.
She was milking it. She's like, I want to go back to bed. She's like, do you want to eat? No, I don't want to eat. I want to lay down. I was like, oh. But I was looking at her like, I would do the same thing if I was your age as well. I would do the same thing. So like, people don't understand, right, the inconvenience of a sick child.
Yeah.
But when you were sick when you was young, you just thought, I'm
that's
chilling.
it.
Yeah.
But someone has to stay home.
Exactly.
It's a knock-on effect.
Oh my
Big
God,
time,
someone
big
has to
time.
stay home.
Exactly.
But there were times where, granted, with my family, it was like my older brother might be home or something like that. So it's like my mum and dad could go and then, I don't know, maybe he's sick as well, whatever. But if there's no older siblings around,
Yeah.
A parent has to stay.
someone has to stay, if they're at that age.
Yeah.
You can't leave them by themselves.
No, you
And
can't.
I was like, oh shit. Like,
And all your plans go out the window. That
everything
is
goes
it,
out the
literally.
window.
Literally.
That is
Like
it.
completely out the window. Luckily enough, my missus is home today. And then obviously I'm home afterwards. And obviously it's a bit flexible. But if you're just working like 9 to 5,
Thank
like
you.
usual Monday to
And
Friday.
you've got
Yeah.
meetings at 9 a.m.
Everything's-
You call your boss is like, oh yeah, here we go again.
Yeah.
It's another vomit. You know?
Everything, everything is finished.
Literally
Like
turned upside down. Yeah.
completely finished. So that was my morning today.
Wow.
But I looked at it, I was like, you're all right, man. I
Do you
know
know-
you're all right.
Children know how to milk it. 'Cause we own a family chain of nurseries, and when I used to work in a nursery, there was this particular girl.
Own a family chain of nurseries, you say?
Just ever so quickly.
Oh,
Yeah.
but to this point about the vomiting, there's this particular young girl. Every morning without fail, when her mum would drop her off,
Yeah.
she would cry up until the point where she would vomit.
Yep.
Every
I've seen
morning.
those ones. That's
Every
crazy.
morning, she
That's
knew
crazy.
how to bring up the vomit.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the mum would leave, she would just go about playing.
Yeah.
And then there's vomit all over the staff's like clothes and stuff. So we knew like to wear overalls
Yeah,
whenever we brought her in. she would literally just start vomiting straight away. Yeah.
But you know,
They know what they're doing.
there's
they're
them
so smart.
parents that take their kid will be ill and they still take their kid to nursery.
Oh,
do
yeah,
the-
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
Oh yeah,
bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
people
But that's
are
not
sick.
good.
No,
That's
it's
not
it's
good.
not
That's not
it's
good.
it's not good. Yeah, it's not good. However, you guys as nursery owners don't think it's good. Me, that's going to work. They need to go to nursery. But it depends on how bad it is. If it's just they got a little bit of a cough or something, I'm like, kids are always spreading their germs around. Like that's all right. In my opinion, I'll do it. I know it's wrong, but I'll do it. But if it's really bad, I won't. Like if she's vomited, I wouldn't send her in. Like that's too much.
I'm not a parent, but like say like chicken pox, you want your kid to get that early.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if they get it older, it's problems.
Yeah.
So is it mad to say, okay, there's a kid with chicken pox?
No,
No.
it's not mad at all.
Not at all.
No, don't go into nursery. Don't go into nursery.
Not send my kid, but
Yeah.
if there's a kid with chicken pox,
Yeah.
I'm not that mad at the parent because my kid needs what your kid has.
Oh, I'm.
That's a fair point.
Be mad because it just depends. It might ruin your plans. If it was like the summer holidays, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's- you hadn't made any
now
sense.
my child's summer holidays ruined the chicken pox. I need you to
too
play out in
right.
these 6
Oh,
weeks.
actually, yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
People do that, like chicken pox party.
Yeah. You right. Everyone.
that's a
Oh,
thing.
that's a
Yeah.
big
That's a thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
did it with
thing.
my daughter.
So
What?
there's a market for everything.
Yeah.
There's a market for chicken pox parties.
So do people pay? Oh.
If it's a party, depends on what it is. if it's at home, then it's a house party.
Yeah.
But if it's a proper organised thing, then you might have to pay to go to it.
Yeah, we did that with my daughter, boy. When my nephew had chicken pox, we was like, yeah. We was bathing. What we said, get his sponge, and do you know what I mean? Use that sponge. We wanted to get, and then she got it like week after.
You see, I had
Done.
chicken pox way older,
Yeah,
Really?
you don't
at like
wanna get it.
19.
Oh.
That's late. Real late.
Oh.
Proper late.
Your immune system was too good for itself.
It was not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not good. You know, you're trying to look your best, and and you're 19 and you got chicken pox.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Chicken pox in uni then?
I think I must have 19. I must have second year. I'm trying to think of what year it was.
Yeah, you would have been like second year.
Yeah.
My brother got it from me when he was like, maybe like he was like 14 or something like that.
That's late.
Yeah,
I
and that's
was
late.
defo under 10.
Yeah. I was in school, but he got it from me, and then that was sick though. We was both just chilling. Was it calamari?
Yeah.
Calamari with a whole white, everyone's looking like a ghost just in there. You know, like Nigerian, like juju movies. That was actually sick. That was actually fun. But chickenpox is not a joke. I wouldn't send my child in, but I'll let people know, hey, she's got it if you want. If you want to come over. Because I'm scared of when my son gets it now, because he's a bit...
How old is he?
He's about to be 2.
Okay.
He's going to be 2 in November. Yeah. So, but he's not built like her. She's strong, man.
Really?
She's strong. He is... He's not... You saw the other day, man.
And
he's not always like
the
that.
thing is, he was defo doing it on purpose. I watched him in action, and I was like, he's doing it on purpose. He's not crying for nothing.
Nothing.
But he's just crying. He was even doing a headstand.
Yeah. He's a whinger. Like, he'll whinge, all that kind of stuff. But again, we might be in terrible twos now. Yeah. So it's a whole thing. But
the joys.
He's not good like that. But
how old are yours?
11 and 9.
11 and 9.
So your first one's gone into secondary school.
Yeah.
Big transition.
That's huge.
Big transition. Walk into school by himself.
That was just about to ask. So year 7, he's already going.
So year 7, we walked him to school for a month.
Yeah. No, it was 2 weeks, and he was so annoyed with us.
Of course, you guys are gonna finish him.
He was not happy.
Drop me off around the corner.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's hard for parents, because you're so used to, for years, you're taking your child to school.
Your firstborn. It's hard with your firstborn.
And it's
with
just
our
like,
second, we'll be like, bye. Like,
easy,
you'll find a way.
So
You were independent.
So he's off to school, and then the other one we're doing school run for. It's a bit far away from where we're at. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that whole
man.
off.
Is it private schools?
For the second one, yeah. For the younger one.
Right.
But the older one is in grammar.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So private primary.
Right.
but
Secondary.
grammar secondary.
Was the older in a private primary as well?
Yeah, both of them were.
So how comes you didn't want to keep them private the whole way?
Oh,
Money?
well, money's a consideration, but I've always wanted that mix as well.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
Definitely. They need that balance.
I'm with that.
I think, and also like offline, we're talking about Cambridge, for example. You know, I did masters at Cambridge, and I know if you want to get into those unis now, they're looking a lot more at state schools. For entry.
Because they're looking at that kind of
Yeah,
diversity of
yeah,
thought,
yeah,
and obviously they need to have representation from
Yeah,
all.
exactly. And it's just good for the child anyway. We just feel like having that mix.
Bit streetwise.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's
Street
good.
wisdom.
Yeah. So we, worked hard and try and get him into grammar school.
Yeah.
And he got in, and so he started now.
Was that tougher because private school you pay? Can they reject you from private school and say?
Oh,
"Nah,"
yeah.
they can.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of
I thought it was
in-demand
just
private
money, and that's it.
No. So some schools you've got to do tests for to try and get in.
Got you.
But they're usually private secondary schools that require that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Primary schools, they're too
Primary
young to
schools
just
kinda like, whatever.
We don't even know if you went to nursery. Anyway,
Yeah,
it's
it's
fine.
just like, just come if you
just
can
pay
afford
us
it.
the money,
Yeah.
and that's it.
For a
We'll
lot of
take
those
it.
people.
Yeah.
But we did it at primary mainly because our schools primary were not that good locally.
Right.
So we tried. We applied for the state school, but we couldn't get into the ones that we really wanted.
But those formative years as well, their education, they need to get it right. And which is at primary level. A lot of people do it the other way around, where they send them to private secondary and state primary. But it's important to get it right, like the foundations from primary, we believe, and that will set them like for life. So even if they go to state secondary, college, uni, they've had that foundation, that solid foundation from primary school.
Yeah.
Even early years is very important as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Like nursery is very important.
Yeah.
For sure. Just in terms of like, you see like people, like you see kids that don't go to nursery and kids that do, you just tend to see the ones that go to nursery tend to be, not all the time, but they tend to develop quicker or learn quicker because they're used to being around other kids. If you're just around adults and parents, I'm not going to tell you to go and paint up the wall.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I'm even going to be like, don't even eat next to the wall. Like, I'm even going to make sure everything is like in a confound, like, make sure everything's controlled, whereas nursery will even just allow them to be free and just explore. So I can imagine, like, I remember one of our friends, in fact, it was Dennis's brother. He worked in a private school. And I remember the thing that he told me, he was like, they refer to the children as like sir and like, I don't know what was
Madam?
it? Madam. Yeah, it must be madam, yeah. Like sir and madam.
Really?
Yeah, but this is in like secondary school
Oh,
or something like
okay,
that. But he was just like, their whole perspective is different. So like the teacher's talking to you with a different kind of respect.
Okay.
So already you're going into the world like, I've been a sir since,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, I've been a sir, you can't just do, or Mr, sorry. It was like Mr. this or Mr. So it's like, whereas we heard that when you're in trouble.
Okay.
Whereas they're hearing it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Do you know what I mean? We're hearing Mr. something when it's like, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, but they're hearing it like, oh, Mr. this, can you da-da-da-da?
Yeah.
Like, okay, like that's a complete different flip.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like their curriculum, how they treat them, when he was even talking about the subjects, I was like, nah, we wasn't learning that. Like, and that sets you up completely differently for life.
Yeah, like
completely.
humanities. Did you do humanities at school?
I can't remember, what's humanities? History?
Geography.
Yeah.
Geography. Yeah, we did those, but we didn't do any
like
deeper ones.
Latin and all these
See,
kind of
Latin.
things. Yeah.
French.
Yeah.
You know.
Max, French.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
maximum.
It's interesting because
French and
some people
German.
argue as well, like they say, oh, well, is it actually really worth it?
What,
Like that.
Latin?
No, the investment into private schools.
Oh, I
Is
see.
it
Yeah,
actually
it's the
really
big
worth
debate.
it's a big
Yeah.
debate? You know, because, I mean,
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Ah, gosh.
I feel like one of you is probably on one side, like, you know, everyone's like, we don't
Do you know
need
what?
this, you know?
I actually think, that I guess looking back, our children who are really, I feel are really confident and, you know, what have you. I feel it's, broadly speaking, I'd say it's probably worth it generally. Like, it's worth it. There's balances, right? There are bits of it, and I think, oh, we could have just had this by having, you know, extracurricular activities or having a tutor or whatever. We could have achieved the same thing without having to go to a private school.
Yeah.
But then again, it's looking back with hindsight because you don't know how your child might have turned out. You just don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They might not have thrived in a particular space in a state school. We don't know, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not to say that if things got really hard that we wouldn't have gone to a state school. We would have. We had to make a lot of sacrifices, you know, to try and make sure that we still were able to pay, you know, the tuition fees or whatever, the school fees. But looking back, like I'd say overall, it's been a good thing we did. Yeah. But I couldn't wait to stop it as well.
Of course.
Because it's so expensive.
Of course. Of course. Of course.
Because we started planning for it even before, like, they came into the world. We started saving and what have you, and investing and planning. And then they were born, and then we had a junior ISA literally from day one. And, other accounts, our own ISAs, and started saving and investing. So we planned ahead a lot. Yeah. But when you've done that for so long, there's a point where you get to, you're like, you know what?
I can't wait to have it.
I kind of want to just like, not have a bill coming through.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay anymore, man.
What will you do with that money once it's freed up, though?
Do you know what? It's for us now. Like, it's more about the next step, because your child's always on a journey, right? So now, like we went on a trip recently to Singapore, and Mary and I, on our last day or second to last day, we had this 10-year plan for our lives for the future. Yeah. And a big part of that 10-year plan was like, what do we expect will happen? So our kids are going to be going to university. Yeah. They might want to buy their first property. Yeah. Like they might want to get their first car. Mm-hmm. So a big part of the money now is planning for that now. It's like we worked out a certain amount we have to invest to prepare for their first home and prepare for tuition fees. Right. And prepare. Wow. So we kind of have an idea.
You want to buy their first home or contribute to it?
No, we're contributing. We're contributing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's not even a fact of how much money do you guys have. It's more like, okay, so you buy their first home. How do you trust them to keep up with their mortgage payments?
Because no.
Yeah. So at what point do they figure it out?
Because everything's about timing, right? So we obviously wish we were our parents, because we could have bought properties a lot easier, right? So everything's about timing, right? So we're just trying to do our best, as best as we can now, which is to say, look, we co-invest with them. You know, they put their own money in as well. Like, you know, if they get money from grandma, granddad, or from wherever, they put some of it into their investing accounts. It's not just our money going in. Yeah, their money goes in now and again as well, and they're aware of it because they monitor their own investments. But broadly speaking, it's us as parents trying to, you know, think ahead and stuff. But like you say, it's actually a contribution. It's not, you know, and they know that, you know what, this money I'm putting away is so that I'm preparing for the future. I might use it for uni. I might use it for maybe part of my first property. I'll give you an example, pensions. Mm-hmm. We opened a junior pension. Actually, they opened their account themselves. We just guided them. Like a junior pension for kids. Yeah. They can't touch that till they're retired. They're 55, 57, whenever in the future. But it's like almost like a seed. We've sown a seed, put it that way. And then they have to carry on watering that seed for that seed to become a tree and become that's the analogy I'm using for it.
We're trying to teach them, compounding, and they understand how their money grows over time, because they physically look at their investments online. Like you said, it means that they're now invested and they want to see their money grow. They want to put a lot of their money into their investments rather than just spending it all.
It's exposure, innit? Because like, I didn't know how much money my mum was, let's say, saving. Even there was times where I would ask her something and she would use my savings for it.
Okay.
I'll never forget when she's buying me loads of games. I was like, this woman's being nice.
Nice. Come here,
what's going on? One day I was like, how much have I got saved? And she was like, you got like £180. I was like, what? I'm way more than that. And she was like, well, when I was buying you all those games, and then I saw the statement just like £30,
Interesting.
Blockbuster.
Yeah. She was doing me. So, but again, that even taught me something as well, because that taught me that, don't assume that you're just going to use somebody else's money and you can just save. Exactly. Like, you're going to use your money.
That's right.
So then it made me think, okay, don't be stupid with your money. Like, this is your money. Like, I've definitely done that for like my daughter and my son. Like I've been aware of like, okay, like when people said things like Vanguard and all these things, like my friend told me, he was like, somebody set up a Vanguard for their kids and they were just putting in, obviously maybe this is a time where interest rates and all this stuff was different. But he was like, how when the kids turned like 20 or something, they had like 600k each. It was, and they wasn't putting in crazy money, but they just did it over a long time. Wow. it was something silly, and I was like,
That's a
wish.
lot of money.
Yeah, I was like, I wish,
Our
my,
parents,
you know what I
right?
mean?
Wow.
But fair enough, they didn't know. But
Yeah.
then if we make those same mistakes, that's just stupid. Like,
That
do
is
you know what I mean?
stupid, yeah.
That don't make any sense for us to just make the same mistakes when we have way more information.
Do you know what it is? There's a challenge though, because the challenge is you want to help your children, but have you helped yourself?
That's
I was really gonna get onto that.
that's a
Like,
big thing.
Where is it like? Where are you able to? Is it draw the line of between living your life and enjoying your money versus building so much for them? It's like how do you still enjoy yours?
Thank you. So this is, you know how you asked me at the beginning, like why did we choose to go via the state school route for secondary school? This is a good example of that, because like Mary and I, we've turned 40. So that means that we're in a different phase of life now. You know, we're in kind of like, I guess I call it enjoyment phase. we're trying to enjoy our lives a bit more. I'm trying to enjoy my life a bit more. But I've noticed a pattern, particularly within kind of like, I guess, Nigerian community or African community more generally, in a lot of us are pouring everything into our children. And there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of them also don't have any preparation for like retirement or anything like. There's literally like nothing, like less than 10K, like nothing.
Yeah.
So, but there isn't a line drawn. So the way we've done it is we've always invested for us right from the very beginning.
Yeah.
But when our children were born, we were like, do you know what? Because we know that there's a time value to money and compounding works. We need to kind of start to put something away as early as we can. We started small, 50 quid a month, 100 quid a month. And then you're just putting that aside.
Yeah.
Then gradually you make that a part of your budget. So it becomes part of like, I earn like,
It's just outgoing.
It just comes out. Like, you're like, do you know what?
It's like a bill.
It's like paying council tax.
You're
like, okay, that's it. It just goes into that account and I just forget about it. So that way, and obviously every month it adds up to every year. And then it becomes a few years and then it becomes a lot of years. And then you're getting a return. So if assuming you're getting like 8% per annum or whatever on average, that begins to like snowball. It starts little bit by little bit.
Yeah.
But it starts to build up. You know? But notice though that that's us investing, but you've got other expenses for your child. You've got like school parties, school trips. You got like toys, toy budget.
Oh, they did the photo this week, and then you have to buy the photos because they look cute.
Then the friend has a party. Then I need to buy my friend a
gift. Yeah, birthdays.
£20.
Oh, wow.
So you then need to become really organized.
And you had private school birthday parties too.
Exactly.
So,
and you know, with those guys, you can't really buy like cheap presents.
I was thinking you can't go there and be like, here's £20 Amazon.
You gotta buy like presents that kind of make sense, right? So you got all it. So you need to become really like. So you can't have an expensive lifestyle, and still be able to afford everything.
Yes,
there has to be a trade-off. So for us, what we've done is just tone down on the lifestyle costs. And then trying to then manage money to go in the right places. And then a lot of it is also like anticipating what's coming. So imagine we're in this year right now. We're like, oh man, so what's going to happen next year? Oh, next year, this one's going to secondary school. When you think about school uniforms, you think about, you know, right? So it's about anticipating what's coming as well. Because then but it's a lot of work.
You know, and then on top of that, there's rainy days. But you see rainy day money, You got your rainy day money and it's raining. You're like,
I don't want to use it.
I don't want to touch it.
I've been building this rainy day money for years. I don't want to use it on the rain. I want to use it on the sun.
I don't want to use you for that. No.
Like, I didn't expect the rain to come. I just wanted it here so I could say I have it.
There's comfort. No, it is there.
There's comfort.
I was trying to go Turks and Caicos. Like,
Exactly.
Rainy day money is so annoying.
Oh man, it's rained many times.
You really look, is it really raining?
Yeah, like is the rain that...
Is it a drizzle? Is it a drizzle?
Do I really need my umbrella or can I like just be wet? Like, nah, that's a real tool.
I hate
the
thinking
concept
about my rainy day money. It's not raining. I sometimes, I don't know, it's just anxiety maybe.
100%.
Like, you like, because you're saying anticipate, you try to anticipate, okay, will it rain next year? What could happen? You start looking at your ceilings, is there a crack?
Yeah. Everything.
What is the house? I've got insurance, but is the the foundations of the actual physical. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Because that could be the biggest cost where something's broken
in the house and you need to fix
something.
Escape of water. That's one of them ones. They exclude that from the insurance policy.
Oh.
If you really care, it says escape of water. Yeah, and you have a leak from a ceiling. A lot of these insurance policies just exclude it.
Wow.
Yeah, so you need to read them, read the policies. Really
The other day I was what was I doing? I was like hoovering. I was being a good boy. I was hoovering. And as I was putting the hoover back, I thought I could hear water dripping.
Ooh.
And my heart honestly dropped.
I'm telling you.
I heard tum, 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 and I was like, I froze.
Because
Because like you're trying to locate. I'm doing like echolocation.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, where's that coming from? Like I walked up the stairs, I was like, I can't hear it from there. But I was like underneath the stairs, a little like closet thing, and I realized it was like the key that was swinging, just knocking against the thing.
Relief.
Relief. A leak in the roof. Yeah, I said that is not the one. That is horrible. Like, but that whole sense of like anticipating, because sometimes you just want to shut your eyes and everything will be all right.
I know.
No, as a kid, you put the cover over it, you're protected.
I still do that.
Yeah. But what's annoying is that maybe I'm not sure how our friends sometimes, you want to look at your inner circle that I can call Jide to fix.
We're
always calling
in your network.
It's like our network needs to be better. Of like, I don't want to pay this guy. He's gonna rise the price on me because he knows I can't fix it and I don't know how much it should really cost material plus labor. He'll sky the price where Jide will come and do me nice price and then we even chill and eat chin chin afterwards and whatnot. Like, you're just saying, Vlad, just get out of my house, man. You've taken too much money from me. Like, they're cowboys, but the rainy day fund, the anticipation of what could happen, next month, next year is it's a mental battle a lot of people go through. So you guys, I don't know, because we'll get onto like how you became mortgage free a little later on. But I definitely want to know more about like how you guys like grew up in this country and then how you met as well. That would be because you guys are married how many years?
13 years.
13.
Yeah. Happily.
Yes.
Happily married.
That as well.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
It is.
There's a difference.
Yeah. Oh, word. Because we were just talking about it in the Uber as well.
Oh, what about being married?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, we're not arguing.
Oh yeah.
We haven't argued
it's been
in
a good
ages.
stint.
It's been good.
Yeah, man.
It's been a good stint. We're not in each other's way.
Yeah.
Or I get out the way before I see it come. Like you can anticipate that.
Yeah.
I can anticipate. There's an argument coming. Let me chill out.
She woke up groaning.
Yeah. Oh.
Let me go and do something.
Let me go and be useful.
Exactly.
We gotta figure it out before she sees me. But
I hear that.
It's key. Like when you're not arguing in the house, you're like, we're enjoying ourselves in this marriage.
peaceful,
Because
man.
a lot of people always ask, like, how's marriage? And I'm like, it's good. And I'm glad to say, I'm glad that I'm not lying. It's good. What's going on outside? You guys all right outside? So how first of all, what was you guys doing in this country? Or was you both born here?
Nope. So I'm first generation, moved to the UK when I was 14. Raised in Nigeria, raised in Lagos, raised in the eastern part of Nigeria as well. We moved around a lot. But we came from a very kind of like normal household, went to school all over Nigeria, finished my did part of my secondary school in Nigeria, in Lagos.
Got you.
Then we moved there when I was 14 and began life at the very beginning.
In the UK?
In the UK, in East London, like in Walthamstow. Literally like below, I'd probably say below working class is probably the best way to put it, because we just didn't have any money.
Yeah.
The challenges of a new country, culture is different. And also just residency challenges. When you're new to a country, you're trying to figure stuff out. You're trying to deal with, how do I save up money to pay for my home office fees?
Right,
And you can't just go to a job center and get a job as normal, because they say to you, no working, no claiming benefits, no use of the NHS. You can't do anything. So that was a big challenge, not just for me, but for my whole family for a long time. Yeah. So that meant we had to try and figure life out in a different way, become a bit more entrepreneurial, do cash in hand jobs, do anything basically that meant that you were still able to, earn. My parents, like, they've got master's degrees and, what have you in like from, prestigious unis like University of Ibadan. But they come here. My mum was doing a cleaning job. Cleaning at Walthamstow Dogs, collecting tips, trying to help build up Canary Wharf. When Canary Wharf they were still like building it up, collecting. They'd bring the tips home. We'd have to wash the pound coins, use that to buy bread, buy milk, buy things for the house. So to see all of that, for me, that was the beginning. That was the life. That was UK. Yeah. And obviously schooling. I moved in here at year 11. It's the worst time.
Damn.
Horrible.
Accent,
it's the
everything.
Worst, thank you. It's the worst possible time. No friendships. No like. Yeah. I had to gradually I became friends with some of the like fellow immigrants, some of the Africans, Ghanaians, and Nigerians. Yeah. But back then it wasn't cool to be Nigerian. No. I got pushed around a lot by a lot of like and I hate to say this, but it's just reality. But some of the Jamaican boys in school, they really liked the fact that I was Nigerian to like push me around.
Yeah, there was a lot of those cultural wars. As kids as well.
We're actually brothers and sisters, right? But we're more aware of that today. Yeah. So that was the beginning, basically. That was how I kind of started life. And then saw education as the way in this country. So I started going to, did year 11, went to college. And interestingly, Mary and I went to the same college.
We did.
All right.
Yes.
Which college? Wait, let's take it.
I'm going to transition to
that. So let's take it back then, your upbringing then.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I was born and bred in Hackney, East London.
Okay.
And my parents migrated over to London in the late 70s. I'm the youngest of 3 older siblings, 3 older brothers. And I just remember my parents being super frugal. We grew up in a council estate. Yeah. They were just like really frugal when it came to food, shopping, whatever. But to give us a very comfortable lifestyle whilst also trying to support family back home, because they never ever planned on staying in London. They only really came to study, make money, and then go back. But then where I became settled and my siblings in school, they ended up just staying in the UK.
Yeah.
So that was my upbringing, really.
And what's the background as well? Like, where
I'm
are you
Nigerian.
From? You're Nigerian.
Well.
Okay.
Yeah,
No
I'm
problem.
She's Yoruba and I'm Igbo.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
that's interesting.
Very different, very different culturally. But we make it work.
Yes.
So,
and our parents got on really well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Nigerians, boy.
I'm telling you,
could go wrong.
This is one thing we're actually really blessed to have, is that our parents were like, do you know what? You guys love each other, and you seem to be getting on really well. We're going to support you.
Do you think like we were scared of our parents for no reason? Like
it wasn't no reason.
But wait, are our memories warped or something? Because like,
probably.
I don't know, because we had Esther here. She was scared of telling her parents about pregnancy, and our Nigerian parents cooler than we think. Or is it because they're parents? We just said, a lot of parents, man.
I feel like our parents distanced themselves from us, in a sense of like, they didn't show, like, how do I describe it? There wasn't that sort of feeling that you could confide in them.
Yeah, they didn't want to be your friend.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes. You didn't feel like you could confide in them. You knew that if it was going to absolute shits, I would have to say something.
Yeah.
But that's only when the cuffs are on. And I say, Mum, Dad, like I'm in trouble. But I'm not going to tell you whilst I'm getting in trouble. I'll tell you when it's like the teacher's about to call. Okay, Mum, this is what happened.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like the way that they parented us, or at least my parents for sure. I probably could have.
Yeah.
And they would have told me probably, it's all right, we'll sort it out. But I didn't feel like I could. Because again, there was that age gap.
Yeah.
There was a whole sense of their life was completely different. They lived in Nigeria, schooled, they came over here.
Yeah.
So I feel like we just felt a distance. There's automatically a gulf between us.
Yes.
Whereas for our kids, where they're gonna grow up here, they know that we've lived here as well.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna feel like Mum and Dad get it a bit more.
Yeah.
But you see, there's you go on.
No, I think like you said, it's the age difference. There's also the cultural difference.
Yeah.
And also the values. So they, like for our parents, like my parents, they strongly valued hard work and also education. Like my dad wouldn't miss a single parents' evening. Like he would make sure that he cancels everything.
They weren't
whether
missing
he needs
that.
to travel,
No.
he will make
They
sure
need
he's
to know.
there. But when it came to things like, you know, social, like friendships and stuff like that, it wasn't really something that they placed a lot of emphasis or I guess, value on.
No.
So I guess there's that really.
Well,
but what?
Well, it's fun. Well, the point I was going to make was there are pros and cons of both approaches of parenting.
Yeah.
Right? So with our parents, I felt like we give them so much more respect. And so much more reverence. Right? Because you're like, wow, my mom and dad, you know, have to like, you know.
Yeah.
And like I see Mary's parents have to bow down. You know, that's part of I'm respecting the culture. Now I feel like with our children, because we're going for this like
we're
modern,
buddy.
Like they're so much more disrespectful.
So
much more.
Honestly.
They're like, honestly, they just say stuff and you're like, what?
yeah.
Honestly, if I could whoop you, you know them ones. Yeah. So I feel like that difference, there's a cost there.
There's a real cost.
Yeah,
I feel
because
it
you're
already.
like, you're all buddied up. Oh yeah, tell me what game you playing now? You're trying to get to know them.
Yeah.
But then they start to treat you like they're friends who are on the game as well. Like, they talk to you. Where's my food? Where's lunch? You know, like that kind of stuff.
No, 100%.
How about asking politely?
Everyone's definitely seen a child like ask for something, and like, you know, you'd have to say like, you actually have to tell us, how do you ask properly? I've noticed that happens way more talking to kids of this generation, because again, it's like, maybe some people had like rough upbringings, or maybe they just felt like, oh, I wish my parents were my friends. So they end up being like, let me just be super soft. So I think like this generation definitely going to be softer because we're softer on them. But there is that cost. Like there is that cost where sometimes, I see my daughter again, she's young. But sometimes I'm like, I would never have done that. There's no way I would have done that.
That's literally what we always say. We would never say that to our
I would never say that.
Parents that way.
Oh my God.
Never.
Like the amount of options that you have.
Privilege.
Why am I giving you options?
That's it.
Like I want you to have options, but why am I giving them to you? It's weird. It's like, do you want to eat this or do you want to eat
You
this?
know what? Can I just say something that just made me laugh so much? Mary, she knows I'm going to say it. So this is Mary, right? Breakfast, right? She's like, boys, do you want breakfast? Like, yeah. Do you want scrambled egg or do you want omelette? They're like, I want scrambled egg. They're like, she's like, do you want it on sourdough bread? Or do you want it on or do you want it on like seeded, you know, like bloomer?
What? I just had straight Hovis.
Straight Hovis, whatever bread was there, there was one bread.
I'm like, babe, like, why are you giving them these options?
Why?
You're just like complicating
No,
it
but
so
the
much.
thing is, right, they can be, no, but there is methods to it, the madness. So like, they can be quite fussy in the mornings and they would literally go to school without eating breakfast, which will hurt me. But they don't have many options. It's one or the other. It makes them seem like they have options, but I'm only giving them 2 options.
It's still one too many.
It's still
Pick one or the other.
Because we just had, look, there's bread and there's egg. Up to you, what you want to do. There's egg down there. I used to not like egg with stuff inside it. Like I used to like my egg plain. My mum wasn't gonna make another egg for me. So it had the tomato, it had whatever, the onions, the sardine in it, all that kind of stuff. Nice. And I was like, I can't eat this. So I just have to have the bread with toast. But I remember when I went to America, and obviously, you know how it goes. You go as a visitor to someone's house.
Can't say anything.
Red carpet is out. Auntie's like, how do you like your egg? Plain, please. Looking at my mum like, you're a pagan, man. And look at this. I should live in America because they'll make plain egg for me.
Wow.
And then I spoke to my cousin. I said, like, knocked her like, it's sick here, man.
Wow.
Your mum's doing both eggs. Like, she was like, do you think we get this when you guys are here? I was like, oh shit, it's a visitor thing. Like, because my mum does that when visitors come there as well. There'll be different eggs. You're thinking, right, there's breakfast today.
Exactly.
We didn't have breakfast like that. That's crazy.
Great. So you met in college. Was it day 1, same course? How did that story go?
No, so we didn't actually talk to each other in college.
She was too cool for me at college.
He was just like
I was in chemistry class.
A geek.
Yeah.
I was
Chemistry.
in maths and chemistry.
Maths and chemistry at A level is crazy. That's crazy.
Biology,
That's crazy.
that was
I wouldn't want to talk to him either.
Yeah, exactly.
Chemistry, biology, and maths. Those are all the things I'm dropping as soon as we leave year 11. As soon as I don't have to take science, dropped. I don't have to take maths, dropped.
Out.
He went to maths and science.
Yeah. That
No
was me. That was
way.
me. That was my
Impossible.
domain.
Impossible. Those are the
me
geeks
and all my
for
geeky
sure.
friends.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
What did you study?
Oh, I studied media, IT, and psychology.
So all the cool kids, that's them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Media, IT, socio. Did you say psychology?
Yeah.
Yeah, psychology was cool. I studied that.
Sigmund
as well.
Freud and that.
Yeah.
You psychology kids.
Yeah, Freudian.
I loved my subject.
So we never spoke at college.
Yeah.
I'd see her. I'm not sure she ever saw me, but like I'd see her anyway. But she had her people.
Yeah.
But you never ever think like you'd ever like get together. We got together eventually many years later.
So we met at a property investment seminar.
Oh,
Come on.
Of all places
you
to me.
really didn't. You said you didn't know each other.
Right.
No.
But you just saw each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recognise you. From,
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Crazy.
Never spoke at
So we
college.
met like years later. When was it? 2009.
2009
Yeah.
at a property investment seminar. Again, very random. She didn't plan to come. Her brother was meant to have come with his wife.
But she couldn't make it.
But she couldn't make it, so he took
I
his
was
younger
like,
sister along.
Yeah, I'll go to it.
Yeah.
And I hadn't planned to go, but I saw an ad for this seminar in the that free London paper.
Yeah, I was thinking.
So I saw the ad.
Instagram
I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go along and go and learn property investing.
Yeah.
Got there, room packed full of people, probably about like 200, 400 people, lots of people in Victoria in London.
Yeah.
Right.
I was right at the front, like proper geek.
Again.
Yeah, this
Taking
plan.
my notes,
You know that?
tell me the strategies. I was right at the front. And then during the break, I'm like looking around. I'm like, okay, it's break time. I'm looking around, I looked all the way to the back.
I
Yeah.
love the storytelling.
And that's where she was.
The cool kids at the back.
The
as
cool
well.
kids at the back.
Still too cool.
She was all the way at the back with her brother. Obviously, I didn't know it was her brother. And I thought, whoa, like, okay, I need to make my move. All the way to the back. So I basically left the front, went to the back, and we got put into a task together. One of them was actually to write your your goals for the future and what have you, on a wall. It was called like a commitment wall.
Yes,
that's it. We've actually still got a picture of it.
Nice.
And there I am with her. I don't know if she's single or whatever. And we're writing on the wall a commitment wall, like what we want for the future.
Yeah.
And it's funny, this was actually run by Rich.
Robert Kiyosaki, Rich
That
Dad.
whole group.
Oh, Rich Dad Poor
That
Dad.
book.
Right.
Yeah, it was their group. And it's weird how like more recently we've been on a show called Rich Holiday, Poor Holiday. But we'll come to that. We'll come to that separately. So we then got on this thing, doing this event, writing our goals. And then during lunch, one of the tasks they set us was like go out there and ask for like a free drink.
I don't remember.
Do you remember that? You don't remember that?
I really
But then I went out and I thought, okay, I'd buy some lunch for, my new friend and her brother. So I went to prep.
Wow.
I bought some prep, came back with it, but I didn't realize this actually impressed her. That I actually,
That is impressive.
I actually bought them lunch.
Today's market.
Yeah,
God, even the inflation on that sandwich alone.
Yeah.
That might be 2 bills now.
Yeah, exactly. So I gave them the sandwich, bought them a little dessert as well.
Oh, shit.
And she
Not the
loved it.
granola.
That was really sweet.
So the event finished. It was a whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The event finished, and we're walking to the bookshop. They asked us to buy a book.
They asked us to buy a book.
As part of the show.
Yeah.
The bookshop was closed, and then we spotted, what's the restaurant? Busaba Itai.
Right.
Next door. So I just said, should we just
Go
grab some food?
These guys
That was
dropping
like-
racks today.
Literally. And it was our informal, first date.
Informal first date.
With your brother though? Or
No,
did
no,
your
no,
brother
no.
leave?
He had gone off.
Okay.
It was a confidence for me because
Yeah.
when we were about to leave the event and my brother was saying bye to you,
Yeah.
he said, oh, no, me and Mary are going to the bookshop.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Swear.
Yes.
Me and Mary, me and your sister.
So
What did your dad say when your brother got home? Where's Mary?
Mary.
Exactly.
She's at the bookshop, I don't know.
I know. Maybe it was the bookshop,
Yeah.
Maybe that was, that's not a threatening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, when we're going down the escalators, finished eating, going down the escalators, Mary and I were going down. Mary said she spotted this, like adverts in the escalators.
Yeah.
Advert was for a show called Stomp in the West End. She was
Do you
like,
remember that?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
You know
I haven't
how
watched
they-
it, but
they
I've
have
seen the
all these-
advert.
Oh, the
Yeah.
ad, right, cool.
And she's like, oh yeah, I always wanted to see that. I kind of just say, oh, okay, me too. She went down, got to the train. I said, "Oh, we should stay in touch." Swap numbers, got on the train and left. Literally, as soon as she left, I went and I booked that show, Stomp.
Damn.
I texted her, said, "Oh yeah, we should try and catch up again," and we met up in that same station for the next, friendly meet up or whatever.
Yeah.
And I took her to Stomp as the
that's
the first official date. Yeah. And that's how it started. Yeah.
But that was worth it though, because look at like the setting in which you guys met. Like you guys clearly care about your futures. You care about like how you're managing yourself. Or you want to change the way you handle money, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that's great. Then you're on a commitment wall. You're seeing what each other wants.
Yes.
Does it match? Because if she just said, I just
exactly
like I don't care about anything. I'm only here because my dad told me to go. But you're right. And I want to have this portfolio. Then you would have known she's not the one. So that's really sick that you saw each other's goals, kind of what you want. You're in this setting, and like
for a whole weekend.
Oh, there's a weekend.
There's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Sick.
It's 3 days of events. Yeah. Oh. So we got to talk a few times, got to see that we had quite similar money mindset and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
I think
similar
we didn't really know that much until we ended up in Basaba by accident. Okay. And then we had that conversation and then we realized, actually, we do have quite a lot in common.
Yeah. But at the base of it,
from the base of it, it was a good
if you're in the room together,
definitely.
for sure, you understand that each other cares about similar things.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, and then I said to her, when I met her, when I found out she was single, I said, you know what? She started dating. And I gave myself a quiet promise. I said to myself, if this carries on amazingly for 1 year, I'm going to propose.
Oh, yeah.
That's literally what I did.
I was so happy because I literally gave him a year.
Oh, yeah. What, mentally or did you tell her?
I didn't know that.
Mentally.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Like, if this guy doesn't propose, he's not serious.
Yeah.
Because we were like 27.
Women are mad.
Yeah, we're about 20.
There was 27 though.
Okay, 27.
Yeah,
that's
27.
right.
Yeah. I think were you 26? I think.
No, sorry, I was 26.
You're 26.
Yeah,
because I proposed to you on your 27th birthday. With 27 presents.
27?
And the 27th present.
Not too loud. You're applying pressure to everyone now.
No.
27
These are all small things that were meaningful. Small, meaningful
but now we have to think more now.
I know, but I had to think of like a meaningful way of proposing.
Yeah.
A way that really would be unique and memorable or whatever.
Yeah.
And the 27th present was the ring.
Damn.
That was it.
Yeah.
And it was on the 27th of December.
It was.
Yeah, so 27 is a unique.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
This boy good. And then we got married on the 27th.
He is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my gosh. We got married on the 27th
Was that planned?
of August.
Yeah, we chose
purposely 27th.
Yeah. It's all connected. Yeah.
It's a special number.
Isn't that about, that's like, what's that, Carnival?
Yeah, that's a Carnival weekend.
Be around that,
Yeah, so that's why we're never around for Carnival, always abroad.
Always
anniversary.
Yeah.
Where did you honeymoon?
We went
Asia.
to Bali. No, we went to
Malaysia
and
Indonesia.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lovely.
We split up. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, and then, what is it? So, 13 years happily married. When did you get your first house together?
2012.
2012.
So a year after we got
married. A year after we got
So how was you was renting or you?
No,
like
so I had a flat.
So we moved into
and then she moved into my flat.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we bought a place.
So was you renting the flat or you owned it?
No, I owned the flat.
So you already had used your first time buyers? Or was that a thing?
It wasn't
20 whenever you bought it?
It wasn't, well, I guess it was a thing, but it wasn't really like, there wasn't really, if I remember correctly, there wasn't really a huge benefit attached to
being a first time
buyer. Because back then, it was when it was like 100% mortgages and
97. Those good times.
2008. That's kind of when I bought my flat. Cause it was
The good times.
Yeah,
2008. Yeah,
So
crash,
we was
2008. We literally just finished Secondary school.
So we was like 15,
So we were in
16.
15, 16.
Yeah.
So we don't have no clue about money.
We didn't know the
this.
world even crashed.
You wouldn't even, yeah.
We just
whereas we did.
We were just
Because
alive.
we got made redundant.
We got made
from our,
redundant.
graduate
I
jobs.
lost my job. She lost her job.
Literally 1 year
Yeah,
into my
yeah.
graduate job.
It's mad
That's
that
when
one.
I knew that I'm not relying on the state. I'm not relying on my employer. Like that was for me.
Yeah, this
I'm
is it.
pursuing financial independence.
Yeah.
And that's
We
what led
needed
me
to-
to reading Rich Dad Poor Dad and you.
And led us to meet eventually, because that crisis.
The things that I saw,
Because
even
we
with my
met the
older
year
siblings.
after the crisis, 2009.
Okay. Oh yeah, you guys are like, nah,
Yeah.
we need to get property.
For us, this what happened in the last couple of years feels like a crash.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
this
it's
a
over.
crashing compared to your crash?
Oh no, that one was.
That crash was different.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was just financial.
And that was a
innit?
global financial crisis.
Yeah.
That was like global. Whereas this was global, what happened, but it was not just financial.
Yeah, there was
It
ways
like-
around it, innit?
Yeah, like it was
Feels
everything else.
crashy
And,
though,
and people got furlough, and furlough didn't
True,
exist
true,
during the global
true.
financial
Yeah.
crisis.
People were
You
losing their
just
jobs.
done.
Do you see what I'm
I don't
saying?
understand how one company did that. Obviously, it probably isn't one company, but it was like Lehman Brothers.
It was
isn't
more like the industry. It was more like the way lending, kind of
This was
reckless
the
lending.
film
and-
The Big Short, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
explains
yeah,
it.
that whole thing. Yeah. So it wasn't.
That's
So I guess
crazy.
that company was more like the domino.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
then
yeah.
almost unraveled everything else.
Yeah. That everybody else is gonna.
Yeah,
if you guys
yeah,
are going
yeah.
down, we've all
Yeah,
been doing
yeah.
the same
Everything
shit
else
as
was going
you,
on.
and it's just bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
bang.
So, but yeah, man, that was ugly. That was ugly for us because we were. I had literally at that stage, I'd literally just qualified as a chartered accountant.
Yeah.
Literally qualified, 3 years of study, and then at the end of it, you're like, yeah, qualified. I have a much bigger paycheck.
Yeah.
But they're just like, nah.
Then it's a bang.
It's like, here you go, you're off. So it's like redundancy.
Yeah.
But I was lucky because as soon as I got made redundant, I got paid my paycheck. And this is a hack for people, by the way.
Yeah.
As soon as I got that payout, I was like, I'm going to find a job in the next 1 month.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah.
So that money then became part of my deposit.
That's it. Yeah.
you see what I'm saying?
That's the thing. If you
That
get
was
made
literally how-
redundant and
yeah.
you find another job, that was like
That
the
was
best
it.
payout.
Same for
Perfect.
me.
Yeah.
I literally got a job 4 months after. I got my redundancy pay and I also got like a 10K pay rise.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
lovely.
it
so
worked
you're just
out very
winning.
well for both of us.
Yeah.
And obviously back then it was like 98% mortgage. So you only needed like 2% deposit. And that might have been like 6K or like whatever, like 8K. And even then, that 8K was a lot.
Of course.
Because I remember even for me, like to put together 6K was tough. Like, I had to
Yeah.
borrow from my friends. Go, I can borrow £500. I'll pay you back. You know.
Yeah.
You had to like bring money from different places,
Yeah.
and to then get on. But as soon as you got on, you were owing a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because interest rates then was 5.99%.
Oh wow.
Then,
Right? Yeah.
And then obviously we've had a whole 15 years or however long of record low interest rates.
Yeah.
So people got used to that. So like you guys, for example, would have then come into a world where interest rates are so low.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
this is like a party. This is all you know.
Yeah.
Then obviously what's happened in the last, say, 2 years,
It's gonna go.
post-COVID, is
Yeah.
a real shock. Because it's like, wow, like base rates 5%.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's very painful for people to afford.
Of course.
Because I was hearing some people were saying, my mortgage is like £600. So that sounds nice. And now mortgages are 2K
2K.
plus and whatnot
Yeah.
on smaller houses.
Yeah.
Bigger.
Wow.
Wasn't there some people with mansions and whatnot must have seen astronomical increases? It was like,
And this is connected actually to the whole mortgage-free thing.
Yeah.
Because Mary and I were trying to pay off our mortgage when interest rates were lowest.
Yeah.
And that goes against like conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom's like, interest rates are low. Why are you paying off the mortgage? It's like, it's cheap. Like, it's cheap money. You should just...
But that's the best time because you've actually got more money.
Do you know what it
left
is?
over,
It's
right?
interesting, that psychology, because we personally thought that was the best time.
Yeah.
Now, why did we think that? Because the debt's not compounding as much.
Yeah.
Because the interest is so low,
Yeah.
all you're paying off mostly is the capital.
Yeah.
So a lot of our money going in was just paying off the capital. Whereas most people now, if they pay £1,000 in a mortgage payment, £700 might be interest.
Interest. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Very true.
Because the interest rate is so high.
So high. Yeah.
So for us, that helped us a lot, going against conventional wisdom. But we weren't just paying off the mortgage, we were also investing in the stock market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had to split our money to go, okay, some money goes towards here, some money goes towards that. And that meant relying heavily on one income. So
Yeah.
Mary and I had to go, do you know what? let's try and live mostly off one income,
Yeah.
and then use the other income to like do stuff like this,
stuff like that.
invest, and you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
What type of house did you buy first? Because you didn't have kids yet at your first.
Oh, it's a
not
good
for
question,
A few
actually.
years later. So what type of house did you have first?
So
We still live in the same house, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we
Yeah.
were pregnant when we were. Were we pregnant when we were looking? No, when we moved. So
yeah,
we
we were.
always
Yeah, you were.
the house we bought. We obviously bought it knowing that we wanted to start a family.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. You have to hide the belly and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with it.
So yeah, we wanted
We bought a four-bed house.
4-bed house. We wanted a drive.
Semi.
We wanted a big kitchen
Right,
and a
yeah.
garden. So yeah, semi-detached.
Yeah.
4-bed.
Nice.
And it was a big part of our vision, actually, because when we met in 2009, in 2010, we went on a holiday to Zanzibar, of all places.
Right.
We had this vision, and we were obviously, I don't know if you've been to Zanzibar, but in the place we stayed, there were no TVs, there's no internet. And we sat on the beach and we're planning our wedding.
Yeah.
And we managed to book it quite cheaply when like transit and what have you, and we got there. We sat on the beach and we were like, what's going to be our 10-year plan? So we're like, we're going to get married in 8 months. This is in January. We're going to get married in August. Beyond getting married, like what do we want for our lives?
Yeah.
And a big part of our goal was to own a home, get on the property ladder as a couple.
Yeah.
I wanted off-road parking because I hated like when I had a flat, it used to be like a nightmare finding parking.
Yeah.
What did you want? Do you remember?
I wanted a big kitchen
Yeah.
with an island.
Yeah, of course,
And
of course.
a nice big garden as well.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, and we wanted to
just
pay
more
off the
room.
house a bit earlier. That was
Yeah,
a
we
big-
wanted
that's
to pay off our
yeah.
mortgage in 10 years.
Yeah.
But because we made it a goal, right, and we were very intentional from the start, we actually ended up paying it off sooner in 7 years.
7 years.
Lovely.
Yeah. So it's a 25-year mortgage.
Yeah.
What you bought this house?
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
How 4-bedroom house? How much was 4-bedroom houses going for in 2012?
It was below 400k.
Wow.
Yeah, it's below 4. But it's not in London.
No, yeah, no, I know
London,
that.
it's
I
not
know that
London.
for sure.
Yeah.
But still, like, that's still. I mean,
No,
shoot,
but remember back then that
Yeah.
was a lot.
Of course.
money.
Yeah.
Like in 2012, like because
Yeah, 2012.
But the fact you did it you got a 25-year mortgage.
Yeah.
Most of us are getting 35. If
Yeah,
not 30.
30, yeah. 35.
All of it's 8 years later.
yeah,
Yeah.
And to pay it off in 7 years when your
Yeah.
goal was 10 is
Amazing.
crazy.
yeah. I mean that
Yeah.
goal of 10 was super ambitious. We
Whilst-
didn't think
yeah.
we'd ever
It
do
was,
it. We didn't think
Having
we'd ever.
2 kids
Yeah, and we
two
raised
boys.
2
in
children.
private school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we raised 2
Yeah,
children.
you guys smashed it. You
Raised
guys
two children.
raked
But
it
you
in.
know
But then
what?
we had to. It's worth mentioning because this is a bit we haven't talked about. Is we had to work a lot on our personal development.
Right.
So I went to Cambridge. I did a Cambridge MBA.
Yeah.
I worked from being a trainee.
Yeah.
Remember, when I began in this country, I had a cleaning job.
Yeah.
£80 a week.
Yeah.
To then work my way up to become a chief financial officer.
Yeah.
In the investment business, earning a good 6-figure income.
Yeah.
With all the perks as a board level CFO.
Right.
But that took many years of work. That took a lot
course.
of. I had to train. Go to uni, first class degree, 3 years as chartered accountant, first time passes. Managed to blag my way into Cambridge MBA. Obviously working.
How do you get like a
Working-
scholarship and stuff like
Working,
that?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
I got 10%, which is very little, like a bursary.
But also you got
my
your
employer,
workplace.
my workplace
helped
paid
fund it.
50%.
Oh,
And
lovely.
then the rest Mary and I paid. Oh,
Right.
my mum paid 10% as well. So the rest then Mary and I paid.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And then obviously working, doing all the things you do in a career, right? To try and level up. And then Mary was doing the same.
Yes, I left my corporate career. I was an e-business analyst, and I left when I was 3 months pregnant.
Oh, wow.
To Ken's mum had started a nursery, and she was like, "Oh, I want to expand," and she was trying to get me on board. And at the time, I just was not interested. But becoming pregnant, something about being pregnant made me think that I don't want to do this corporate life anymore.
Yeah, man.
This
Yeah.
is my time to jump because I always wanted to go into business. So yeah, I left when I was 3 months pregnant, the corporate world, and I retrained in getting childcare qualifications. And yeah, I literally was working in childcare for 7 years whilst like pregnant with our 2 boys, taking them with me to nursery, which obviously meant that we were making money from the business and also saving.
On
Because you know
childcare.
how much childcare
Yeah.
costs.
So you can see,
Yeah.
and then
Makes
all that
sense.
saving is then being reinvested.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep. I get
So,
you.
and then, the nursery business we started because like my mum noticed that her grandchildren, it was becoming too expensive to pay for childcare. So we're like, well, why don't we just start our own? Just start something to, start something.
Oh, the nursery business.
And then
goodness me.
we all took loans, like
Yeah.
me and my siblings all took like 10k each in loans.
Yeah.
And like literally just put that as a lease amount, just put that to hire a building, and that was it. We started in Woolwich in Southeast London and began there.
Amazing.
And that was it. That's how we actually started.
What is the childcare qualification? Was it called? You say?
Yeah.
How do you get that? How long does it take? How strict are they type stuff?
They're quite strict actually. So I got my NVQ level 3 in I can't remember the qualification, in childcare. If you want to own a nursery, you do need
EYPS.
Yeah. It's probably changed to
early years professional something.
I think they've changed it
which
now
my
to
mum did.
EYTS, early years teacher training.
Right.
And yeah, I think you can do it within a year or
No,
two.
it's a bit longer than that. Yeah.
Was it longer? I can't remember now.
Because it's like a postgrad qualification.
I think because I had a degree, I could just go straight to level 3.
Yeah,
but depending on what your
yeah.
qualifications are, it might take you a bit longer to do it.
Yeah.
Could you work in the industry whilst you're getting it, or you have to get it before?
Yeah, you can.
No, you can.
You can work in the industry whilst you're getting it, as long as you have somebody who is qualified managing the nursery for you.
Yeah.
Because my mum, she didn't have a qualification. So
Oh, 1 second, Ken. Let me get you another battery. Your battery just went. Is it here?
Was it the one at the port?
It's actually his mic.
Oh, okay.
That's my mum. Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah. That's all good.
How do you know when that died?
Because I was listening, so I heard it literally just go.
What was it?
I hope this is going okay.
I can't remember what
No,
I
this is
got.
great.
NVQ level 3. I can't remember what it was now. My memory is so bad.
And is that at a college level or a university level?
It would be college level, but the early years teacher training is at university level.
Okay, because I did health and social care in college.
Oh, okay.
Did I do it for 1 or 2 years? So I did like some work experience
Testing.
at a nursery.
Yeah, you're all good, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I've got a cough once in a while.
I think it was called Children and Young People. Yeah.
So you took like a year or two to get that, but
Yeah.
because your mother had the qualification, you could work at the nursery.
Yeah.
So she owned that nursery based on the loans you and your...
Yeah, we all co-own.
Uh-huh.
It's like a joint venture kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite a big thing that's helped our journey personally. We've always done things as a family.
So important, man.
And we eventually ended up buying a building together as a family as well.
Lovely.
Stuff like that. But yeah, so because she got the qualification and she hired a manager. So, this industry, it's weird, but I'm not sure if I should say this, but you kind of like the color of your skin plays into
Of course.
outcomes.
Especially when you're dealing with like so much regulation, Ofsted, rate change.
Ofsted's a big thing, man.
So you need to hire people who will
White faces.
who will like
Yeah.
So anyway, it is hired people who are qualified, obviously, who have the qualifications and stuff. And because that industry is very regulated, they do like ratios and stuff. So every room, depending on age, has a particular ratio. So you need the right qualified staff.
Yeah.
The right numbers of them for the number of children in the room.
Yeah.
It's all like a calculation, basically.
Wow.
So anyway, that's it. That's how that started.
I don't mind them getting it right, but when you're stricter on race, is like, just get it right for everybody.
Yeah.
Than, we don't really like your skin, so
but they never say that.
They
never say it.
You'll know.
You'll know.
Like when you're ticking all the boxes and still like they have issues.
Yeah,
you
issues,
know that.
yeah.
There's more than that.
Or their
Same as
noses
like care homes, similar thing as well.
Yeah. Like my neighbours have care homes. Like they run a care home business, and I see they're doing very well. But I also see when they're like, Ofsted, man. Like, and I can tell that for them, Ofsted is a way bigger worry than for somebody else as they say white. I just know it.
Oh, yeah,
like, granted, it's going to be the same in terms of like the regulation, the standard, but like, I just know 100% seeing people, like black people own care homes and stuff. Someone's going to be like,
it's a hidden bit of discrimination, but it exists, happens today, has always happened.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. I wanted to understand the sacrifices that you guys made to whether it be get the house or the kids in private school? Because you said, you know, we had to sacrifice, but you're not going to be like Rishi Sunak and be like, oh, we didn't have Sky or something like that. Yeah. But like, because obviously sacrifices are, I mean, granted, at the end of the day, a sacrifice is a sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's all perspective, it's all subjective. But what are the things that, you know, granted, you're on like 6-figure salaries, you're running it, so you have money, but you're not living the lifestyle that, let's say, you would live unless you gave all those things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, what were the things that, you know, you'd be like, you know, lifestyle you would have done, but instead we stopped that?
Well, like you said, we decided to live on one income, one salary, which meant that we had to live below our means. I think there's when you earn a lot, there's this, a lot of people are likely to end up increasing their lifestyle based on their earnings.
Yes. Most of our friends do.
We didn't suffer from the lifestyle creep. We just kept below our means, basically. And practically speaking, that meant that, you know, like our food budgets, Ken decided that we should stick to a £50 food budget for a family of 4
per week.
Oh wow.
Per week, which I thought was ridiculous. But everything we did, we were trying to gamify things.
There's no sourdough bread.
Sourdough. There was no sourdough.
There was definitely no sourdough bread.
No. Did sourdough even exist?
My incentive was just that I hate paying interest. So for me, just seeing all the amount of interest on our property a month, we'd shave by overpaying. I was motivated to, you know, keep our costs low. We got rid of our car, our German guzzler.
Yeah, we used to drive a
A4.
nice A4 Audi.
We bought a second-hand
Nissan Leaf. That's what we drove here this morning.
Leaf. Okay, cool. Electric, right?
Yeah, we've had it since 2017.
Yeah.
And
it costs like
it's a 2013 car.
Yeah.
And we paid $9K cash.
£30 a week to run the car. So whereas we were spending like a lot of money on petrol.
Of course,
like maintenance and all of that. Our second-hand electric car literally costs £30 a month to run.
A month, not a week.
No, sorry, £30 a month.
I was thinking a week is not expensive. It's cheaper
No,
than
£30 a month. And that was me doing many like trips.
Yeah, we do typically 1,000 miles a month, something like that.
Oh wow, 1,000 miles a month.
That's everything. School runs, church trip.
Actually, that's not a crazy amount.
So it's about 33 miles a day, something like that.
It's about like average, normally like between like 8 and 10, so it's a bit more. But granted, you've got school runs and everything.
And it's electric, and you got the port built into the house.
So we charge at home. So it's part of the electricity bill every month. So again, like that's a sacrifice because like a lot of our friends, you know, my dad drives a Cadillac, for example.
He does.
Like my
Your
mum,
dad drives a Cadillac in this country. Which one? The Escalade. Oh my God, your dad has an Escalade in this country.
It's so rare, that car.
Do you know how big that car is?
He's got a mass, like honestly, he gets so
He
much
said
attention.
we own nurseries. I would have shown them.
No, but his business is different. He's got a food business.
Oh, lovely.
He drives a Cadillac. You know, he's in his 70s.
By all means, enjoy it.
My mum drives a really nice car. You know, but you gotta remember, they're driving those cars because they're mortgage free.
And also they come to that point in life as
they
well.
don't have a lot of money worries.
worked hard.
They're just enjoying themselves. And that's good.
Yeah.
But it also places pressure on us as well.
Granted,
like,
isn't it?
What car do you drive? It's like, you know, and obviously you know we're Nigerian.
Do
you know what I mean?
What did you just say? You are a CFO, humble penny, like you should be getting
a
new car.
I hear it because that's something that I struggle with. I struggle with the mental battle of like, I don't want to look like, and it doesn't mean I want to live way out of my means, right? But I love cars. I'm a real motorhead. Like I love cars. So it's like, I know that there's also like a sense of like your wild card. Like people say, sometimes they're like, all right, you can't be like, okay, I like fashion, I like cars, so let me go do it all. There's going to be that one thing where you're like, that's my thing. Do you know what I mean?
And that's fine.
I also understand that as life changes, cars are very expensive. Like I got a good deal on this car, but I know the next car, I'm like, I'm going to downsize probably because they're talking a crate. Like somebody said, my friend at BMW was like, your car secondhand costs more than what you pay now. I was like, what? I was like, when we come to renew, don't worry, you'll see. Like, I'm not going to do nothing crazy, right? But it's always a mental battle, especially whether it be in the industry that we're in, or again, if you just earn well and you're around people that earn well, they're going to be showing how much they earn, or they're going to be showing how much they have. you might have it, but you're deciding mentally to not spend it, but then you feel like, are we broke or are we, should we not like just, can't we just get a range or?
Do you know what, I want to quote you something, and this is, we'll talk about our book in a minute, but I want to quote you, there's a section in the book where we talk about why cars keep you poor. So I'll just quote you some stats, right? So, and this will shock you. So the average amount of money that people spend on finance in the UK is, according to Quick Fit, it's £226.12 per month. Yeah. And in the book, we say like, if you chose to invest that money alternatively, let's say you just invested that money instead, and you just invested that money monthly, and you invested in the S&P 500, and let's say that you just let that work, you just put that aside and you're letting it work in the background, and assumed an 8% average return, in 25 years, that will work out to be £215,951 as a portfolio.
Crazy. And that's not what I'm paying monthly. I pay more.
You're paying more than that? Yeah. Exactly. Because I know like
most people now will be paying more than that.
Or maybe,
400, 500. Some
more.
people paying 600, 700. Like,
so just imagine.
And it's going up like, not just Range Rover now. We're just talking about, you could be in a normal kind of, well, not normal, but it's like a car that's not totally up there, but it's decent. And
so just imagine, so I want people to just think of it that way. Every £220 is worth 250k in 25 years. Just think of it that way, right? Yeah. Because 25 years will come, because that's the whole point of us.
Of course.
Looking after ourselves. You go to the gym, you're trying to eat well, you're trying to be alive to be around in 25 years. But the question is, what's your bank account saying? What are your investments saying in that time? So that's why, even though we can, like we paid 9k for the car, right? That's because we just didn't want the monthly thing.
I hear you.
To pay cash,
You know, so that, when you talk about sacrifices to that point, this is a sacrifice, because like, we're still driving that same car. Another sacrifice was moving out of London. You know, Mary's parents live in Hackney, my parents, live in Southeast London as well. We could have stayed around there. We could have bought in like Westcombe Park or like wherever. It's just so expensive. So we went a bit further out, just on the outskirts. Which is a bit of a sacrifice. It meant that we borrowed a lot less money. And gave ourselves the best possible chance of maybe even trying to pay off that house potentially over time.
And I think when we bought the house, we could have bought a bigger house with the based on our earnings.
Detached, for example, or whatever.
But we didn't get carried away.
That's so important, man.
But there's many other things, like just thinking like practically speaking, we worked out at home, we'd go walking rather than have a gym membership. Just stuff like that. We just found ways. We'd book our holidays in advance. We'd collect Avios points. And use that to reduce our travel costs. We'd book it at least 12 months in advance. And,
I think we just grinded hard. Like we worked hard.
No, you grinded for sure.
We played hard as well.
Should have documented. Did you feel? Did you document it? Like film it, documentary type?
No, because we were not. This is not really.
You wasn't even thinking of content.
We were not doing content. Like this is not our.
Imagine to see what it was really like. Because 7 years is
crazy, But you did document that though. I do remember, because I'll be completely honest, and it's definitely thanks to your platform. Like I didn't know about overpaying a mortgage. But I do remember that when I was in one of my old workplaces, I remember one of the guys, goodness me, Asian brother, and he was one of the managers, and he was like, how he's got like a few properties or whatever. And I remember he mentioned like, he was like, oh yeah, like when you get a house, just start like, just get rid of the mortgage as soon as possible. I didn't understand what he even meant, but he knew exactly what he was talking about. And I was like, okay, cool, no problem. But this mortgage is 35 years or whatever, but I don't know what you mean. And then I watched one of your videos where you were talking about, we planned to do it 10, but we did it in 7. And, investing in the stock market versus overpaying a mortgage, all these things. And that is actually what made me think, okay, I should at least have it in mind. Even if it's like, not every month I might do it, or even if it's like sometimes I might drop a lump sum in there. Sometimes I might be like, okay, let's just do £300. Let's just do whatever. I didn't even understand what it's doing, but I just knew it's a good idea.
Right.
And then when Tayo from Bricks and Tips came on, and he was like, if you look at what it can do, if you're even just doing £200 a month, just steadily, like what it actually does, it knocks off a considerable amount. So thank you to you guys.
Yeah.
Like
you,
that,
man.
put that in mind
Sowed the seed.
years ago.
Wow.
That I was like, rah, that made me think of don't just see it as, just as long as you got money to pay the mortgage, that's it. Like, overpay it. Like, so if I ever have an expense that cuts down, for example, my daughter going to nursery, now she's not going to nursery, but then I've told my missus, hey, I overpay the mortgage.
Yeah.
You do it too. Now, when she's like, okay, cool, that expense that's from nursery that's not there no more, I'll use that to go put that into the mortgage. Like, so it's just things like that where I'm like, I just feel like I'm looking after myself a bit more for the future. But those, you'd never think what you've done, even though you said it, you don't understand how lives are changing when you say that kind of stuff.
What? We get people, like, we went to recently, we did a speaking at the UK Black Business Show recently.
Yeah.
A lot of people came up to us. They're like, wow, like, you don't realize what impact you're having through your work. Like, a lot of people don't tell you, but when they see you,
you wouldn't
like,
know.
wow.
So, and through like our platform, what we've done, right? I was at a talk at Sony, and somebody said to me, they were like, oh yeah, I love the podcast. And naturally, because we're entertainment podcast, we don't only do that, but naturally, you're going to laugh, you come for jokes. And the lady said, do you know what one of my favorite podcasts was? She was like, it was Carl Loco and it was Bola Soul. And I was like, interesting. People don't usually say Bola Soul because that's very much fine. Even though we spoke about other things, that was more financial. And I was like, there's so many other big ones that went viral, all this kind of stuff. So I said, why that one? She was like, she spoke about pensions and immediately I sorted out my pension.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? And I didn't realize the effect of what that has.
Powerful.
Do you know what I mean? Because I might be like, oh yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
But then somebody that's working, earning, she's in law in Sony. Like, she was like, yeah, that made me sort out pension B. I got everything sorted because of that podcast. So that's like my favorite one. So then it was like a couple of days later, I saw Fred literally booked you and I was like, this come at the perfect time. Because someone literally said, you guys should continue doing that because it's helping people.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I was going to say one thing about that mortgage overpayment. There's one thing that people often say, there's an early repayment charge.
Oh yes, of course, yeah.
If you pay off more than 10%.
10% a year, right?
Now, one thing people don't know is that, first of all, 10% is a lot of money.
Yeah.
So if you got 250k mortgage, 10% is 25k. That's more than 2k a month of extra payment. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But the second point is you can get mortgages that don't have the penalty.
Oh, right.
A lot of people don't know that. So you can go to a broker and just say, hey, I want my mortgage to have no cap at all.
Right.
They're out there. You just need a broker to find them for you.
Yeah.
When you do your remortgage, you'll have no cap. You can overpay however much you want, whenever you want. And that way, you're not bound by, when you can pay off your mortgage. If you like, let's just say you want some money or you got a bonus or you got an inheritance or whatever it is, you can overpay. And we've obviously...
That was another sacrifice we made.
What?
Like all the bonuses that you'd get. Like,
I was going to say, that was the same. That was the same. When there was any bonus from work, I was like...
Some of it for
granted, But I looked the other day at the statement and I saw there was points I was like, I remember I got a bonus there because that's why I did that. Because I wouldn't have just done that on a normal day.
And it's funny, you talked about an Asian guy.
Yeah.
When I worked in this company I worked at called Octopus, who have now grown to become like Octopus Energy and what have you.
Yeah.
I used to work there back in 2009. I was actually their first black male employee. But anyway, when I worked there was an Asian woman, a young Asian woman in there who said to me, I think back to like how I knew about the mortgages and stuff. She said to me, you see this place, that I work in? Like, I noticed that she wasn't like, like everybody else, like all the office gossip. She wasn't really that bothered. And I just asked her, like, what's up? Like, why are you so like calm? She's like, because I've been paying off my mortgage. Like, I've been quietly paying it down. So like a lot of this office politics about who's going to get made redundant or whatever, I don't really care because I've been buying my freedom back.
She's got FU money.
And I thought, wow, she's the first person. And then the second person was this guy who I met at a church event. I went to a all men's event for church. And he spoke at the event and like he really resonated with me. He works in the insurance business in London, at Lloyd's in London. Yeah. And I said to him, oh, could you be my mentor? I met him up and we had some lunch. And I said to him, like, if you had to give me like one piece of advice as someone who's going to become a dad and raise children and married, what would it be? He said to me, many people will tell you not to do this, but the thing you should do is work on paying off your mortgage.
Yeah.
You will thank me. He said, first of all, you get a guaranteed return.
Yeah.
When you pay off your mortgage, you get a guaranteed return. But the second is, there's a weight that people carry. You don't see it. It's a mental load people carry when they have a mortgage on their primary residence. You can have a mortgage on buy-to-let property or whatever. Those are just investments.
Yeah.
But there's a weight.
100%.
And that weight affects the decisions you make.
100%.
It affects everything. It affects
100%.
what job you're going to take on,
Yeah.
what career direction you might want to go to.
How many children you're going to have.
How many kids you're going to have. Whether you're going to keep living in the same country or whether you're going to go, actually, I want to go live in Spain or Ghana or Nigeria, wherever.
Yeah.
It affects so much, but people don't realize that.
No.
Yeah. But it's when you remove that weight and you're like, whoa, like, I feel so much freer.
F it. I'll get a G-Wagon. F it.
Exactly.
Like you can just be like, hey, F it.
Exactly.
I can if I want.
I can just travel without worry, you know, because then all you're paying is you pay your council tax, you're paying your energy bills, water bills, and then your food and what have you.
Yeah.
You haven't got that weight.
Yeah.
So those two people, thinking back to you mentioning it, actually played a role in our journey indirectly. Again, it speaks to the importance of having mentors, right? Whether they be actual people you chat to, or whether they be virtual mentors, people
digital,
who just, like your show, for example, or you know, our channel or whatever. It speaks to the importance of just like making sure you're in those spaces where you're hearing like the guidance that's legit.
Yeah,
and it's not just people telling you stuff that they don't actually have a lived experience of.
Yeah,
it doesn't actually work. Everything we share it because we've actually done it. Like, it's not like theory or on Chat GPT. It's literally like, here's what we did. Yeah. Here's how you can do it.
No, it really, really helped. You know, and of course we need to talk about the book.
Yes.
So you guys, I remember I saw something like Sunday Times, bestseller, all this kind of stuff. So what is this book? Tell us about it.
Yeah, man.
So Financial Joy it's basically a 10-week plan to help you banish debt, grow your money, and unlock financial freedom in 10 weeks.
Right.
So it's literally a practical workbook. It's got tons of information, a lot of value. It was literally double this size, but we had to like get it down.
Yeah.
And each week we've got action steps where you write down your reflections, your thoughts. And whatever stage on your money journey that you're in, you'll find like information in here that will just take your finances to the next level and remove that financial anxiety, stress and stuff that you guys were talking about. But I guess what makes this book unique is that it brings, it's a balance of wealth and well-being. So a lot of people, like we've seen, they pursuing their financial goals, but at the expense of their well-being, so that they're not even able to enjoy like
they're not
having
fun.
They're not having fun.
£50 a month on £50 a week on food and stuff like that. That's probably that's probably
But it's about finding ways to have fun without it costing an arm and a leg. Like there are creative ways.
Even free things.
There's so many free things that can bring you joy whilst pursuing whatever your financial goals are. But
the book also has real life case studies in it. So like real life interviews of people, single people, couples with children, people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and also people who are employees as well as entrepreneurs.
Great.
So as you flick through the book, you see there's interviews of people who've made it and people who've learned hard lessons from making mistakes. Like a story in here, somebody who lost money, you know, in crypto, for example, and what they learned from it, and you know, or somebody who sold their business. Do you know Timo Amu?
Yeah, we had him on the show.
Yeah. So Timo Amu is an interview in here on how he built his business with his business partners and how they went on to sell it and how that's helped him create his financial freedom. But then we've got people who at the very beginning who are literally like, I'm still trying to take control of my finances. Here's how I've done it. Here's how I've improved my credit score. Here's how I've gotten out of my credit card debts and debts more generally. To people who've started side hustles. There's an interview here of Sarah, who's Italian, who makes a 6-figure income from her blog in London, living here in London, West London, but has an international audience in America and different parts. So how did she do it? How did that help her create financial freedom? Amazing. So we wanted to not just teach people the principles and the things they need to achieve financial freedom over 10 weeks, but wanted other people to share their lived experiences. How have they done it? What were their lessons learned? And that sort of thing. So, but the book went on to become a Sunday Times bestseller, like we said
earlier.
Amazing. A big change. And according to the research we've done, I think Mary and I might be the first black couple in the UK
Yeah.
to become Sunday Times bestsellers. So for us,
Amazing.
it's a huge
And
personal achievement.
No, congratulations.
Thanks to our community.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
Thanks to
literally
God.
Thanks to God, obviously.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yeah. And of course, you can still buy the book now.
Oh yeah, it's available everywhere.
Yeah, you can still buy the
Amazon,
Yeah.
Waterstones, WH Smith's.
Yeah.
Wherever people buy books. People in America might go to maybe Barnes and Noble or wherever. But yeah, it's available on those platforms. Just search Financial Joy everywhere.
And we talk about investing in detail. We talk about our investment portfolio, like what we invest in personally. We talk about side hustle, different strategies, like if you're
Property
wanting
investing.
to make more money. Yeah. Estate planning, all the serious, boring but serious, important
will
stuff.
Yeah, wills,
Yeah, we're
power
talking
of,
about that,
power
yeah.
of attorneys,
Yeah. We'll
all that
literally
stuff.
talk about that
Planning
in
for
the car.
retirement, that's week 9.
Yeah.
So week 9, yeah. Let's talk about that. Planning for retirement is week 9. Week 10 is legacy planning.
Yeah.
Week 7 is investing in the stock market. Week 8 is maximize your income, so side hustles.
Yeah.
Week 6 is how do you get rid of debt? How do you pay off your mortgage? All those things. Week 5, master your day-to-day finances. Like if you get paid today, how should you allocate your money? So that your money goes to all the different pots, so that you're planning for the future, looking out for today, and having fun as well.
Yeah.
But there's some really unusual bits. Like week 3 is about behavioral biases. It's about psychology.
Right.
Things that
mindset.
things we overlook.
It's a big thing.
Yeah. Week
Mindset
2.
of money is.
Week 2 is then how do you build a positive relationship with money?
Yeah.
How do you actually go from maybe having a toxic relationship to one that's positive, that's driven by abundance rather than scarcity?
Yeah.
And then week 1 is to design your life of financial joy. What does it look like for you? Because financial joy will be different for everybody. Different for you, Tammy.
Yeah.
Different for you, Fred. Different for Mary and I compared to other people.
Yeah.
But the beauty is everybody's life of financial joy is unique. That means they don't need to compare themselves.
Yeah. True.
So for you, yours might just be, do you know what? I just want to be able to pay all my bills without worry and have enough to travel and have a buffer so that if anything happened, I'm okay.
Yeah.
For you, it's just security and a bit of fun. For somebody else, it might be, do you know what? I want to become completely mortgage free and I want to have 2 investment properties.
Yeah.
For somebody else, it might be, do you know what? I just want to every single month, I pay all my bills and I'm good.
Yeah.
You know? So what are those elements of the financial element and what are the elements of the joy element? So joy for us is stuff like we love traveling, for example. Joy for us is having a garden at home where we can just walk around when the sun's
in your
up.
own space,
A south-facing garden, you get the sun all through. Sometimes I just sit there. That's my joy. I take my shoes off, sitting on the grass. That's it. That's joy. So for you, what is a financial goal?
Yeah.
And what's the joy element? So the book in week 1 will help you to actually come up with that vision, so that you can then go, do you know what? This is what financial joy means to me. This is what I'm working towards.
Yeah.
And for couples, actually, I should mention this. This book is very suitable for single people and couples, and we always recommend that couples do one together. So it's like a plan. You can go, oh, babe, so let's do week 1.
That's the most important thing. Because if you're not on the same page, especially, and it's not to down women, but a lot of the time, it might be the woman that's like, oh yeah, let's just go here. Let's do it. And it's not saying all women, because sometimes it's the guy that's doing that. Of course, sometimes it's the guy that's doing that.
Guys, of course.
But in terms of let's say my relationship, I would be the one that's more like, oh babe, overpaying the mortgage, this is the thing. Then I'll tell her that, and then she's like, okay, now I know what you. Let's do it together. But if you are one's here, whether it be the guy or the girl's here, or guy and girl's there, you tend to find that you feel like, I don't know, you can't pull them onto this side, or you end up still wanting to lean there. Even like a diet. Yeah. If you want to diet and your missus don't want to diet, or your husband doesn't want to diet, it's difficult.
Very true.
So imagine with money where everyone's actually used to spending, and you say, no, actually £50 a week.
Yeah, of course.
Someone's like, I ain't doing that. I want my Jaffa cakes and Mars.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
You know what?
Yeah. Because I understood the power of compounding, and I saw our mortgage statement. I was like, babe, what is this? Explain it. When you explained it, I was like, listen.
Then you're on
let's
it.
pay this off.
You're on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely have to be on the same page.
Both of you.
The only reason why we were able to pay off our mortgage so quickly is because we were both on the same page.
Yeah.
And we dreamed together. We had a goal. we both had a goal that we were working towards.
Yeah.
So even if you don't have to be in the same industry, you don't have to both have a business together.
Yeah.
You can be doing your separate things, but you both have to have some joint goals that you're working towards.
Yeah.
And that's what helps you to be on the same page.
There's two things I want to just add real quick. So firstly, Mary and I combined all our finances.
Yeah.
And I know this is a very topical thing. Some people don't want to do it. Some people are like, well, I don't know if I should do it. That's been a game changer for us because it solved many problems. I'll give you an example. A woman might choose to, have a child and not go back to work. There's a gender pension gap, there's gender pay gaps. But when you combine your finances, it's a household finances now. All the money is our
We're all responsible for each other, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And also we then decide equally what goes into our pensions, for example, right? So that solved a big problem for us and removed a lot of headaches. But the second thing, we talk about this in the book in week 5 on Master Day-to-Day Finances, is to decide on the home CFO. So CFO is the Chief Financial Officer for the home.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be the man.
Yeah, of course it doesn't.
Because, and this is important because in traditional Niger homes, it might just be like, you might think, oh, by default, the man should be like, look after the purse
And he can
strings.
make poor decisions as well.
Yeah, of course.
Very bad ones.
So in the house, someone has to say, I'm gonna have responsibility for the household finances. Yeah. But I'm not just having responsibility, I need to report to my partner.
Right.
So imagine that you're making some key decisions. You need to chat with your partner and you're like, babe, actually, we need to remortgage our property. I've been looking at all the various rates. Here's what I've come up with. So I, in my example, might have had responsibility for finding and speaking to the banks.
Yeah.
But to be able to press that final button, I need to speak to my partner and go, here's where we're at. What do you think?
Yeah.
So that you're both on the same page. So the home CFO has responsibility for doing all the admin. Because we always say wealth building is about doing admin. Like if you don't fill in forms, if you don't look for the best deals, like there's going to be a problem, right?
100%.
So that person does all the admin, but then they have to report to the other person so that they're both fully on the same page.
Yeah.
I want to do a quick exercise with you guys. I'm going to hand you some whiteboards.
Oh, okay.
I haven't done this school stuff in a long time. But we're going to do some blind rankings of what's more important to all of you.
Oh, okay.
Have you got a pen, Tal?
No, I don't.
I'll find you.
This is going to be fun.
Do not.
Where's the...
The boxes.
You're going to have to try and get something out of there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you 5 things to blind rank.
Yep.
So if you write down 1 to 5 on your board.
Yep.
And the first thing I'm gonna give you. So once you've put it in a position, you can't move it.
Okay.
And then we'll reveal your answers.
Reveal it. All right, cool.
So the first thing is travel/holidays.
Oh, okay.
So where would you rank travel and holidays for yourself?
But it's hard to do it without knowing what the other ones are going to be.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
The next one would be invested in the stock market. So you can just put invest in.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 3 will be writing a will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Number 4. Am I gonna call it financial freedom? Is that good enough of a title for you guys? Like,
yeah, man, it's a goal, right?
Yeah.
Financial freedom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, financial freedom is number 4.
Yep.
And I'm gonna separate it. It's gonna be mortgage free.
Oh.
Because you can be financially free while still having a mortgage. So mortgage free will be the 5th one. How do you feel about your rankings?
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great.
What did you end up with at number 5?
Writing a will.
Yeah. Should we reveal it?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's me.
You've got will at 5.
Yeah.
Mortgage
Will
free
at 5 for me.
Will at 5. Mortgage free 4.
Mortgage free 4.
Financial freedom at 4.
What have you got for number 1?
Number 1's investing is what I put down.
Same.
All right. Oh, there you go. Look, married couple, we love that. I got free travel, then I had investor number 2, then financial freedom number 1. Only thing I probably would have moved is maybe mortgage free would have been over number 2. Even though mortgage free is technically investing, but I would have probably moved that, and I would have moved travel to like from number 4.
If I could have moved that,
or maybe even number 5.
Probably move financial freedom to number 1.
Yeah.
Because with that will enable traveling, and it will enable other things as well.
Yeah.
They all work quite well together when talking finance. So
this is actually fun.
With the will, so you've got a will.
Sorry, I've lost the lid.
That's all
Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah. When did you write it?
2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
So even
After
for us,
COVID.
it's quite late.
Was it because of COVID that you thought we need this?
Partly because we had more time. We were at home doing what people do during lockdowns, but it was also because we're noticing family members, we were losing people.
Right. Okay.
So
and they didn't have a will.
Sorry?
And they did not have a will who you was losing. Okay.
Right.
So because we was talking about wills on the way to Cambridge, we just had like an hour and a half to just talk.
Yeah.
So the Uber driver heard it all. He's
Yeah.
got access to our bank account and whatnot. We was saying like, I've got a conspiracy theory, and maybe you guys can confirm if I'm right, that with a will, so for example, someone's passed and they've written a will and they've left it to kids and cousins, their children, their cousins, and maybe some of the grandkids. One of the siblings isn't happy with what they're seeing on the will, so they'll rip up the will. At that point, the will, even if there is a copy, is no longer valid. Are you guys aware of this?
No.
Okay.
I think
So, okay.
So even if they ripped up the will, you're saying
It's no longer valid
it's no
because
longer
it's not the original one.
Yeah. We Googled it, and it's pretty much that it's no longer valid.
So you need the executor, the people who are gonna fulfill the wishes of the will to protect it, I guess.
And essentially, if you report it, yes, it is a crime, but because that might be your sibling, you probably won't report it in that way. You'd want the assets that someone had left to you, but you wouldn't want your family member to go to prison because they will go to prison for ripping up a will, but you might not report it. So it's like, I think the conspiracy behind it is that, with a will, say like you leave a house plus like say 250K, there's no capital gains in any of that, right? But there is inheritance tax.
So that's correct. So at the moment, there isn't capital gains tax when those assets are passed on to somebody.
Right.
That's because it falls under your estate, and the estate is governed by inheritance tax. Yeah.
Right.
So when someone passes away, they'll tally up someone's estate and they go, how much have they got of everything, of all their assets? What are they worth today? Less any debts that might exist, which is why a lot of people might build up debt in different assets because that helps to reduce the value of their estate. But that's a whole different conversation. And then out of that, they will then consider what they call the nil rate band. How much free inheritance tax money, how much money free of inheritance tax do you have? It's about 325K per person, basically.
Okay.
Right. They deduct that, and
Also, from the house and the 250K, deduct 320K.
The free, what they call the nil rate band.
Okay.
Right.
So now, without a will, how does inheritance tax play a part if there is no will in place? Or was that an explanation without a will?
Yeah. So basically, if the inheritance tax is levied on the estate of the person who passes away. Yeah. So basically, if that person was married, they could pass their assets on to their spouse, and there'll be no inheritance tax to pay.
Okay.
But if they were gonna give those assets to somebody else, maybe other family members or what have you, they will work out basically where do they stand from an inheritance tax perspective. Do they have any inheritance tax to pay?
Right.
Which is tally up all their assets, take away any liabilities, take away the nil rate band, and then 40%? The amount that's left is 40% of that typically. That's then paid, and then what's left is then potentially up for giving to whoever.
Okay. Because you see where people have to like sell a house to pay inheritance tax, and that was what you wanted to inherit. But you have to sell it in order to pay it.
6 months is the period.
That you have to like get everything in order.
To get everything together. Yeah,
wow.
6 months.
I didn't even know it was.
I didn't know there was a time.
Wow.
It's about 6
It's
months.
crazy. Like they're mourning the death of a loved one, and then life really kicks in, and they have like real admin stuff.
Yeah, and you're even paying for funeral and whatnot.
Yeah.
This country.
Yeah.
But this is why being married is actually quite powerful.
Has so many benefits.
Because those assets pass on to a spouse or a civil partner. And
it would definitely make sense to get life insurance as well.
Yeah.
Especially or even if you're not married. If you own a house.
Just so it's a pass down.
Because I think that, because it's strange that if someone rips up the paper will, surely there's one on computer or on record somewhere that, why is my whole will out of the window? There's surely that somewhere along the lines it means more money for the government or something that they can take
I've
out
never actually thought of it that way. But it's funny because like a lot of these will writers are all digital now. Like, so because like I wouldn't, because this is why I'm quite surprised about that. Because
I mean, it could be a sense of obviously if you're writing your will on paper and that's all you had, then maybe it's that. But maybe in this day and age, people probably do it.
Yeah, because I've had situations where I've had to help someone to write their will. In like administer the process. And I got sent the form by a solicitor, the will, the template, and then they had to sign it physically. Right. But then that will needs to be lodged somewhere. It needs to be kept somewhere. You know. Some people leave it with a solicitor. Some people leave it in a safe at home. You know. And then let their family members know what the passcode is or whatever. But it's actually a good conversation because for a lot of us and a lot of the people watching and listening, assets, you know, we believe that over the next 20 years, there'll be a massive like wealth transfer to, you know, the millennials and Gen Zs and what have you. So Mary and I have this thing where we say you have to parent your parents respectfully. So that means you need to kind of start to have this chat and say, like, what do you want? What are your wishes for your all your hard work, all your assets? And
I think
it's difficult conversations to have with
it's difficult because essentially you're talking about their death. You're actually talking about them going, but even though they understand at some point they're going to go, we understand in life we're promised to die. Taxes and death, we know that that's a promise. So it's like, it's interesting how we're scared to have those conversations, but actually those are conversations you should be like really having. Like you need to push those conversations. And
it's cultural.
It's
cultural,
it is.
Because like with our heritage, Nigerian, like, it's a taboo, you know.
It's almost like
you're wishing them to die, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I've noticed personally with like other kind of like white friends or whatever, like they've actually got certain places, things in place already. They just know like if this happens, here's what happens. If that happens, here's who gets what.
Funerals covered. Like, I'm gonna be buried there.
Their assets and trusts.
They already know. Like I got told this story by one of my mentors who said to me, like he went to a funeral and it was an Asian funeral and they got there and it was a vibe. Everyone was partying, celebrating. And it's like, he's looking around. It's like no one, like there's no wailing and crying. And it's like, what's going on? And he asked the guy and the guy went, this is it. This is what we've all been planning for. Like we've been waiting for this to happen. Our parents knew this will happen. And they'd planned, and
not in a bad way.
In a bad way, but because the parents had passed away, because they'd planned so well, two of the now adult children retired early.
Imagine,
literally, like retired early on that day. Wow! So that funeral was literally like a party to say, like, this is it, man.
Yeah, like, they did it, man. Thank you.
Like we planned. We planned.
Everyone cheers.
And we protected like our family's assets and what have you. Like so.
Yeah, because that's what I would want my funeral to look like. I'm not saying I want it to be like bottle service and shit, but I would want people to be happy because I've either left things in a good way or the work that I've done or what I did on this earth was so good that people can just like celebrate. Granted, you'll be sad, but I don't want it to be like such a burden, shall I say.
I hear you.
If you cry, that's fine, but I don't want it to be a burden like, oh man, we couldn't afford this or this wasn't in place. And actually we got this huge debt and like
GoFundMes.
That's a big exactly. It's a huge thing.
Huge thing.
Oh my God, man. So much sad stories of like people that have so many things, and it might be material things, but it's material things that costed a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but then families asking for a GoFundMe, and I'm like, sell the watch, sell the this. I don't understand what's going on. Like,
it's difficult.
how, and especially, it's so interesting because people live lives where they actually expect to die young, but they don't put things in place for when they die. It's like they don't believe they're gonna die, even though they know that this is the risk of the life that they're living. And even something as to why sometimes I don't look into things is because sometimes I'm scared to find out the real truth.
Yeah.
But what's more scary is not actually knowing.
Yeah.
It's actually more scary to not know what the future holds, or to not know what you have, or to not know what's coming out or going in.
Yeah.
Like, it's more scary to do that than to, like, you know, just be like, oh yeah, let me not be in the know.
And
like,
it creeps into other parts of your life. You think about it, like a lot of people might say, I don't want to do a health check.
Yeah.
I don't want to find out. Like,
yeah.
But they'll pass on that same thinking to their finances.
Yeah.
They're like, they go to the cash point, they go to the shop and then tap in the card. They don't know how much they've got. You know, but they don't want to look because they might be in overdraft. Like, it's just that ostrich effect. They're like, I don't want to have a look. I don't want to find out.
Yeah.
I'd much rather like not check.
Yeah.
You know, and just see what happens.
Until I know something big.
Yeah. Until it declines, just keep on tapping. Keep on tapping.
Just landed. How do you, or with the new government in place, what do you see like for the country moving forward financially? Do you look at, like, Labour's taken over? Do you have any views on that? Like, are you optimistic, or not? Like, do you think they're going to mash it up? It's already a mess, isn't it?
I just think there'll be more taxes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because even the private school thing would have affected you guys straight away, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That whole sense of paying VAT now, which is wild. That's just a 20% increase of.
Literally.
I just think there'll be more taxes. I mean, that's how things get funded, right? So
to cover this supposed black hole.
Yeah. But there was the Chancellor did say that she's not going to raise taxes for working people, quote unquote working people. So that implies basically that they likely have more taxes for, you know, asset owners, you know, investors and people like that. So yeah, I mean, it's.
Do you think they'll last beyond 4 years? Or do you think?
Well, I guess they all have their, you know, the term they have to serve, right? So they will do their term, and they might, you know, it just depends on how well they do, I guess. But one thing that's guaranteed in life is more taxes, right? So I mean, even though
especially after all this COVID and all that kind of stuff, like, the money has to come back somehow.
Yeah, they've said there'll be no increases in income taxes, VAT, corporation tax at the current rate for businesses and working people, right? So that means they'll go after capital gains tax, inheritance tax, and things like the stealth tax, like freezing the personal allowances that we currently have now. They might keep that to where it is to 2028, or maybe even beyond that, you know, who knows. And there'll likely be other things as well, other ways they might try and get money through companies. But a lot of this is all just speculation. No one knows. You know, you have to wait until budget day and see what the reality is going to be.
When is the next budget day?
It's at the end of the month.
I was keeping up with your
30th,
LinkedIn posts.
Very good on LinkedIn.
Showing my wife what's happening. Focus. But
we keep up with that. We try and do a reaction to the budget for YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram,
and it's an easy access point, because again, someone might not want to go and watch the news and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'll be honest, since COVID, I don't watch the news because it was just like, oh my god, death. Oh no, it's too much. So I got off LBC, all these things that I used to listen to daily. I was like, just forget it, because it's just like damning. It's just horrible.
It is.
It's like it doesn't help me.
I got on LBC on OneDrive. Sometimes, you know, you can't bother to connect your Bluetooth, and they was talking about reparations for Africans and Caribbeans, and I think there's somewhere where someone has asked for 17 trillion.
Wow,
and it's like, that's a crazy number. And then, you know, the anchor lady was like, well, they don't expect us to pay it in one go, do they? Finish the country. And then it's like, you don't want to finish the country, do you? It's like, don't ask her that. Well, she doesn't, but I'll take the 17 at some point. But,
that's the.
What do you have any views on that reparations as well, or do you think the country would ever?
I don't think they would ever. If they did, that would literally be the end of the United Kingdom. Literally.
Yeah.
You think they ain't got 17?
Not for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not for us. Yeah,
Not for us.
They got
No
17.
way.
They got more than 17. They're too powerful to.
All the countries. Oh my gosh. That they colonize.
Yeah.
The thing is, it should be split amongst all of
course.
these European people. We just
But
put the pressure on
even
our
then,
own, innit?
we'll have an issue with how is that money going to be allocated?
Right.
Who's going to get what? How is it actually going to be divvied up? Because already you got people squandering money that is already supposed to be for the people.
Yeah.
So imagine if you now give that money to a government that is already corrupt. Like, then what? Do you know what I mean? Not to say I don't want the money, but it's like, it's not going to happen.
I mean, I feel
I
like
hope
they
it
should
does.
pay reparations.
Of course.
Definitely.
They paid
But
the
whether
owners. They paid slave owners.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't pay
Which
us.
is crazy.
Well, not us. They didn't pay black people.
Like, that's mental. That's crazy. Like, they actually said, you know what, we deserve compensation for the money we're not going to earn. Like,
From the slaves.
it's like, but for the slaves, nothing. Like, that's mental in itself, but I don't think it will ever happen.
I did hear this
don't
morning,
think it'll
actually,
ever
funny enough, that the Prime Minister is going to said he's going to create like maybe a forum between the UK and, interestingly, he said the Caribbean
Okay.
communities. And I said to Mary, it's like this morning, literally.
You
I said,
did.
I said, well, what about the African?
And I said, well, maybe they're not asking
Yeah.
for reparations as much as Caribbean.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That was on literally as we were driving here.
Because,
on the news.
I mean, granted that, like, you know, Windrush is very much in your face.
Yes.
It's very like here, it was recent as well.
Yeah.
It's very easy for you to be like, 400 years ago. How many years ago? No. All right, cool. I understand 50 years ago, you know, something happened, like, you know? So I don't know, maybe it could be that. But yeah, again, are Africans asking? Are they not being heard or are they not asking? I don't know. But I don't know, we hope.
Before we get into your favorite part of the show, trivia, I was gonna ask, is there one loophole in life that you're allowed to tell us publicly?
Oh.
Like, what's the loophole that's just below the line of things you can't say publicly? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, gosh. I'm not...
What's at the top of the loopholes that everyone needs to know this? But it's dangerous information at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure it's a loophole, but one thing that's really worth knowing is that if you have a limited company, you can use that limited company to pay money into your pension directly, into your private pension.
Yeah.
So, and that you can pay up to 60K per person, per, like, say, director, into a pension, literally from your limited company bank account. So if imagine you had a side hustle, side hustle you were selling on Etsy or wherever, you made 60K revenue, you could pay all that revenue straight into your pension and pay no corporation tax on that money. That's completely legal.
Yes.
And your husband and wife are directors, and that's 120K into your pensions.
Yeah.
Would you be taxed later down the line once you
Yeah,
go
with
to
a
withdraw?
pension. Yeah,
You always get taxed
always
on
get
the
taxed
pension,
later
yeah.
on. Okay. But also, the beauty is you can also go back 3 years. So if you had a pension scheme in place but you didn't contribute for the last 3 years, you can go back and put up to 180K into your pension. Let's say you didn't make any money. And then this year you suddenly went like, boom, made lots of money.
Right.
You can go back 3 years and pay that into your pension. Nice. And that's amazing. Like, literally, it's straight into your SIP. And from your SIP, you then buy whatever you want to buy, S&P 500 or whatever, any funds or stocks you want to buy.
Yeah.
And then let that work.
Okay.
So that's a really, and the reason that's important is that pension contribution is treated as a tax deductible expense.
Yeah.
So revenue, less costs, it'll be one of the costs that is deductible. Will then leave a lower amount subject to corporation tax.
Got
basically.
you.
And then how do we claim our pension whilst not living in the country?
Oh, okay. So firstly, you can't touch your pension until you're 55. But it becomes 57 from 2028.
Yeah.
So how can you claim it whilst not living here? You have to wait until you're at that age. Yeah. But if you did have your money in a lifetime ISA, which is another vehicle for preparing for retirement, you can take it out a bit earlier.
Right.
But there's a penalty. Basically, pay back the government bonuses that you got, basically. Yeah. So that's one way of getting the money. So to your point about if you plan to live outside the UK, ideally, then you want to prioritize 2 other accounts, which is your stocks and shares ISA, where you have a 20K per annum limit, tax-free, and you have an account called the General Investing Account, GIA. You want to prioritize that because that you can access your money at any time, and there's no limit on how much you can put into it. But that account gets taxed. Any gains gets taxed. So that's why capital gains tax becomes a thing, right?
Yeah.
So if anyone listening, this is where like financial planning comes in. If your plan is, you know what, I'm kind of fed up of life in the UK and I want to go and live, I don't know, wherever, Dubai or wherever people are going these days, Italy or Ghana or wherever people are going, you then have to be very strategic about which accounts you're putting money into. Because then liquidity and access to your money is very important.
Yeah, of course.
You want to be able to access that money anytime, anywhere, and be able to port it around and move it around.
Yeah.
But there are ways as well of moving pension schemes that are registered in the UK into other pension schemes that are outside the UK.
Okay.
Pension B.
Yeah, so there are ways of doing that. You have to move it into a recognised pension scheme outside the UK. You can do that.
Right.
Right. Cool. Is that in this book?
Yeah, in the book we have all the details on what order you should invest your money. So by that I mean which accounts should you prioritize based on your circumstances. Say for example, you want to retire early, you're an entrepreneur, you're self-employed, you're a higher rate taxpayer or a basic rate taxpayer or additional rate taxpayer or whatever. Which account should I prioritize first and why? That's all here.
Got you.
The loopholes in the book.
Amazing. Love that.
The hacks are in the book.
The hacks.
All the hacks, all the hacks are in the book.
The wording in it. The hacks.
All the hacks.
Loophole sounds like.
All the hacks.
419.
Yeah,
Need it. All right, trivia time. So there is a leaderboard. You need at least.
I'm not even going to try to be on that leaderboard.
We
are terrible.
What?
We're terrible at general
You guys
knowledge.
can't be out here competing against a mortgage, just doing it in 7
Alright,
years
come on,
and
let's
not
hear it,
competing
let's
against
hear it.
trivia.
So you need at least
honestly.
14 points to get on the board. You need to knock someone off to make space for yourselves.
Oh,
You've got 4 lifelines. I'll read your Miranda rights now. So you got 1 phone a partner, so you can phone someone, anyone. They can't use Google, internet, Spotify, neither can you.
Wow.
Multiple choice, 1 time. So if you're stuck, we can read you 4 potential answers and hopefully you pick the right one.
Okay.
Ask a 90s baby. So if you're stuck on my question, you can ask 10 for help and vice versa. Skip. If you skip, you don't lose a point. For every question you get wrong, you do lose a point.
Okay.
And the final question is worth 10 points. So we're going to ask you 4 questions each, and then you pick who asks you the 10th. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, then. In tennis, what word is used when a player has scored 0 points?
This is easy.
I've just had a blank.
When they score 0 points.
I don't know. I've just had a blank.
Wow, you want to use me on this?
Oh.
No, I mean, I got the answer.
Yeah, we're going to use
Yeah?
Tenny.
Love.
Yes.
Oh, but
Oh, there you go.
I
You
said
said
that.
it. You should have said it out loud.
Nah,
be brave.
this is the thing in trivia. You have to be confident.
Oh,
you have to do it with
snap.
chest.
All right, come on. Let's do it with
brave.
chess now.
Okay.
You actually said it. You just said love.
So you got 1 point on the board. Name 5 types of tax.
Oh. Income tax, capital gains tax, inheritance tax, corporation tax, and what's the 5th one? Council tax.
There you go.
Yeah. I was going to say, just think about where your money's going.
Yeah, council tax. Yeah.
See them monthlies. Mojo Jojo is a cartoon character in which cartoon?
Jojo and Friends.
Powerpuff Girls.
Damn. Damn, guys.
Russian.
Damn.
Okay.
We lost the point.
Okay, it's gonna get tougher.
Come on.
What is the name of the sea that surrounds the Italian islands of Sardinia and Sicily?
Adriatic? No.
Adriatic.
Hold on. It's a C. Sardinia and where?
Sicily.
Sicily.
Then you asked the question again, but it didn't help. It's Adriatic.
What's the name of the sea?
She's looking
I'm
at
thinking
you
ocean,
like...
something like Atlantic, but it's not those.
Snap.
Got lifelines.
Oh, can we go multiple choice?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Adriatic, Mediterranean,
Oh,
Caribbean, African.
let's go Mediterranean.
It's Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
Adriatic Sea is crazy. What is Adriatic?
You did have Adriatic on your list.
No.
What is Adriatic? I just want to know what that is.
Well, it is. I think it's an ocean.
Okay.
Never heard of
Actually, you
that
should
one.
Google that. You should Google that.
Yeah.
Actually, check. I want you to know.
You should Google it. All right. Who is the second richest person in the world?
Oh.
Okay, this one keeps moving around.
It's always the second one that
it's the
moves
second
around.
one. Is it a man or woman?
I can't tell you that.
It keeps moving around.
Who was it before?
Well, Elon Musk has been at the top for quite a while, but then it keeps shifting around. Second richest person. What are our options again?
Phone a partner or skip.
Skip, yeah.
I'll skip.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to get it wrong and lose a point.
Yep.
Ask your friend.
Who is it?
Oh, it's Larry Ellison.
Okay.
Who is
Oracle.
that?
Guy that owns Oracle, yeah.
Right.
Why are the Saudis never on these lists, though? Surely.
How accurate?
They
is
just
this
must
list?
not want to.
I think they don't want to declare it.
Because they're never on Forbes
Right.
or anything
Yeah,
like that.
because solely yeah. What does EBITDA stand for?
Earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization.
Come on, bring it. What is the rule of 72?
Oh, that says it's the rule for how quickly your money can double. So it basically says if you take 72 divided by your rate of return, it's how many years it takes your money to double.
Ah, perfect. Literally, like as is on Google, he read it. That's your husband, man. Smart man. Right. Next one. What gas is used for photosynthesis in plants?
What gas? It's oxygen and carbon monoxide, CO2. Carbon dioxide, sorry. Dioxide.
Is that your answer?
Definitely, I think CO2.
Is
that wrong?
No, you're correct. You're correct.
I'm just thinking back to primary school.
Yeah. You said carbon monoxide. I was like, ooh. There you go. You see?
CO2.
You're in a great position to make the board. So that was 4 questions.
Shocked.
Yeah, that was
I
4.
didn't even think we'll make the board that year.
Hey.
You've got.
But she kept it silent. You outwardly said we're not gonna make it. She's like, come on, babe.
I know.
So you got 15. You got 5 at the moment.
Yeah.
So question 9 is worth 1 point, and question 10 is worth 10 points. You get to pick who asks you question 9 for 1 point. So who do you think is question 10 would be easier for 10 points?
Yeah.
Strategy,
anticipation.
We're gonna. Do you know what?
Anticipation.
You go with Temi for the last question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good choice, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
good
really?
choice.
Okay.
What is the largest port city in the UK?
Oh.
The largest. The largest port city. I don't know. Do you know what? There's a name that keeps. It's in here. I'm trying to say it out loud, but I can't.
No, you can still think. You can think out loud.
Yeah. Okay.
Confer.
Yeah, confer. That's the word.
It's not Portsmouth, is it?
Can we ask a friend?
I think we need to go.
Wait, we had
Liverpool.
some lifelines.
You can, but question 10 is worth 10 marks.
Oh,
You may
okay.
wanna
That's
a
ask
great
and make-
one.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
The largest, I'd probably say, is it Liverpool, Portsmouth?
I have no idea.
Can you get Portsmouth?
These great suggestions, unfortunately.
Is it Bristol who's been meant?
It's not Bristol either. On the multiple choice, Liverpool, Bristol were options, but it's Suffolk.
Oh,
Oh,
I would
right.
have got that wrong, definitely.
Felixstowe in Suffolk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Snap.
So you're on 4 points. You can still make.
You can still make the board. Yeah, you still can make the board. You just have to get this right. What's the name of J. Cole's latest mixtape?
What?
What is the name of
Oh,
J.
you could
Cole's
phone somebody.
latest mixtape?
I don't even know who to call with that question. Like, you can't
You
even call
have
your
to
friends
be
or
able to call someone.
Your
snap.
kids out of
J.
school.
J. Cole.
All right, babe. You need to call someone who knows what they're gonna talk about.
Who?
That's funny because I had a feeling this would be a
latest
doozy.
mixtape.
I had a feeling this episode will be a doozy.
You lot, man.
Alex and
I
Christopher?
don't even know.
Who should we call?
I
know
love
what?
this.
I don't know.
This is I love this.
Who would know the
J.
answer?
Cole did them.
J. Cole.
The humble penny.
I know, right?
J. Cole did them. The most humble rapper. He's definitely not the most humble rapper, but.
So who are we gonna call?
I don't know. Andrew? Oh, no.
Your brother, Andrew. Would you know?
I don't know.
Does he know rap? Yeah, I think someone that knows rap could know it. That's your best bet, because right now you clearly don't know any J. Cole fans specifically. So you have to think, who knows rap? Who knows hip hop?
Please bear with me.
I love how they're even like, I don't know who to call. Because you know when sometimes it's like,
Marvin
I don't
Harrison.
know, but I know someone that does.
Oh, Marvin Harrison. You might know.
Okay, call him.
Right. I'm gonna grab. Should I grab my phone?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Oh God.
Okay.
Marvin better know the answer.
Or
Marvin Harrison. He sounds very familiar, but I think it's because you said his last name.
Don't Black Dads.
Yes, that is Marvin, yes. Yeah, that sounds like a good shout.
Oh God.
What's he do?
Don't Black Dad's podcast.
Oh God.
Seeing him, he looks
I
like
know
a rap fan.
Do you know what? I'm just gonna.
And then you have to hope he answers, because you guys
I
look
know,
like you're strapped for people
I know.
that know the answer.
Do I
yes,
put it on?
literally are.
Do I put it on?
Yeah, on speaker,
On
please.
speaker.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Let me see.
That's not a good start.
Oh wait. Hang on. Record the right one. It's got a couple of numbers.
Who would know?
Yeah, J. Cole
Oh
did
God.
this.
This is one I did not.
Did you guys know the answer? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know the answer, innit?
Okay.
Yeah. The funniest thing is I had a feeling I was going to have the 10-pointer to say it, and I was thinking, if you had Ask a 90s, baby.
Yeah.
That's definitely the easier question. There's no.
Definitely
Do you think
easier
there's anyone
ones.
you could call about ports?
Probably not as well.
No.
But this one is like a close
606.
but far one. It's like, you know, you should know, or you should know someone that knows, but who will know?
So we're 80s babies, you see.
That's no excuse. I didn't say.
I know.
I didn't say Marvin Gaye's first mixtape.
Exactly. You know, I just hope he answers.
Yeah. Damn, it happens, man.
Welcome to the EE
Oh
voicemail.
no.
Wait. Just wait a minute, guys.
You know when the bailiff is at your door.
Right.
Just wait, I'll get you.
Right, who would know the answer?
Call, what's his name? The record. Oh, gosh. He makes beats.
Oh, hold on.
DJ, that's a good
Just
shout.
hold on. Hold on. I know who you mean.
You should introduce yourself at this point.
Hang on.
Yeah. Actually, we have.
You guys keep going in the
Yeah,
background.
don't worry. Yeah. Anyway,
Just
guys.
don't use Google. We'll
Yeah.
know.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Hold on.
Magically got the
We're
answer now.
honest.
Yeah. Anyway, 90s Baby Show. My name is Temi Alkabi.
I'm Fred Santana.
And of course, we don't have the shooting in the house because there was another shooting that happened. Yes, today we have the humble Penny in the house. We have Ken and Mary. Of course, they're struggling on the trivia right now. But Serious Joints, make sure you go check out their YouTube channel, everything that they are doing or everything that they've done. Of course, the book is out as well, Financial Joy. Go and check that out. But even if it's just like digital, okay, I'm not a book person, but I like stuff on YouTube. Go check that out because I think that's changing lives, as well as LinkedIn. There's everything, updates on reactions on the budgets and everything like that. So make sure you go check them out. Thank you guys for coming, by the way.
Absolute pleasure.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming, and it's come at like the right time.
Overdue.
It's come at the right time.
It's time. It is a very good time.
Wait,
Yeah.
You might want to call him on WhatsApp.
Is he based in the UK still?
He's all over.
Ocean.
I don't know where he is in the world. Try him on WhatsApp.
J. Cole did this. Oh, this is funny.
J. Cole's
I knew
latest
this was going
mixtape.
to happen.
Damn. I chose you because I thought you were going to ask something finance related.
Exactly.
That's how we get you.
But the only thing is, I also said there, it's not just going to be
I
finance.
know, you did. What was your question?
That you had mine as your number 9.
But that was the greatest strategy you could have had.
Oh, it was okay.
Because you would have had an issue with this.
If I call someone,
yeah,
can I say to them, do you know who J. Cole is? And do you listen to him?
First.
No, if they answer, that's your lifeline.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Damn. Like, you can't, like, if you was...
No, it didn't ring.
If you're stranded in a boat, you couldn't be like, hey, do you have a rubber thing? And they say, nah. And you're like, damn, let's call someone. If they don't have it, they don't have it.
Oh, my gosh.
We need a rubber dinghy.
I know.
Do you
I know. This is tough.
You have rope.
Who would know the answer to this?
Wow.
I know. This is
fantastic.
It's about
I love this, though.
I called Percy.
Oh, what Wall of Comedy?
Yeah.
I can try.
Oh, yeah.
Good shout.
Let me call him.
He has a child, though.
I know.
He might be busy.
He might. No, well, he might answer. Let's see. So J. Cole's latest mixtape. What's it called? I hope he answers.
You know, when they call you for financial advice, just let it ring out. Yeah, you didn't call me when I was on game show. You didn't pick up.
Oh, no.
Has been forwarded to voicemail.
This is not good for us.
Midday
bad hours,
as
it's
well.
bad hours.
Bad hours for business people.
I'm
Wait.
gonna dial him again and see.
He's looking at his clock.
Who?
Tell me.
You can do edit, cut.
You're trying him again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know, ring twice, give the urgency.
Do you know what? He's not answered. So he's
Okay,
not
can you
picked
think
up.
of anyone else?
He's gonna think the stock market has crashed.
I know.
Percy, get your money out of there.
Taffa, who I've not spoken to in like years.
I'm not sure. Would she know?
I don't know. He might do.
J. Cole's late. Oh,
Who?
Obi, YouTuber, Jude.
Why would he know?
Oh, that's not a bad
It's
shout.
a great shout, I think.
It's not a bad shout.
He knows this kind of stuff. I
But
think.
he could be in surgery right now.
Doing heart transplant.
I said sick.
Let me see if he's gonna answer.
He might not be in surgery. Could be in the locker though.
Could be.
I hope he's got.
Yeah, could be in the locker. Yeah. Man, you know busy people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you know busy people.
You know busy people, man.
They're all busy.
Some people know bums on easy coming and everyone pick up.
And I never just call out the
Call
blue.
has been forwarded
There you
to
go.
voicemail.
We're going to be getting loads of
I never
callbacks.
just call
Callbacks,
out.
yeah. That's the thing. You'll get the
So,
callback
what's-
and be like, I needed you earlier, man.
What's his? Let me see. One more person. Simi.
What, do you think he'll know? Let me try to.
It's not the same Simi, is it?
J. Cole.
Simi. Will he know?
How can we help?
Or Raven?
How can we help?
Raven Navera? Will she know?
Yeah, she might.
Raven should know.
Raven.
Okay, try her.
Yeah.
I love
Raven.
how we're just
I'm just
calling
gonna
all
call out-
our
I'm
YouTuber
literally
friends.
like,
Everyone,
Call out YouTube
yeah,
friends.
yeah.
Call out the blue. Oh no.
She could be in a different country though.
Yeah.
Yeah, traveller.
See me on the plane.
Can't take your call right
On the plane.
Thank you.
She's so polite as well. Can't take a call right now.
Yeah.
Damn, guys.
I know.
What do you mean, damn guys, like it's over?
Exactly.
It's not over.
Should we give them a different? Should we substitute their lifeline
Yes, please.
to multiple choice?
Okay.
Oh.
We can have 2 multiple choices because you gave us hacks.
Yeah, we gave you hacks.
Give us hacks.
Yeah.
We'll give you hack.
Thank you.
Okay.
Multiple
Kimmy and
choice for
James,
them.
do they know?
You want to call one more person?
Do you know what? Let me just think. Who? Let me call Shopper. Will he know?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Shopper. He might know.
Could be wrong.
I know.
Afro Beats. Shopper.
Yeah.
Shopsy.
Well, no, he's Shopper Agbelusi.
Oh, maybe.
Leadership, Everyday Leadership Podcast. Oh, Obi's calling back.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Hello?
Ken, my man.
Yes, listen, bro. I'm on the 90s Baby Show podcast, and this is important. Just listen for a minute.
Oh, okay.
They've put me I'm on a lifeline. I've got a question. And they said, you have to call a friend. And the question is...
It's going to be shot.
You can't use Google, by the way.
You can't use Google, apparently.
You can't use anything, yeah? You've got 10 seconds after.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you might have to get school. I can hear you now. You cut out for a second.
Okay. So I'm on the 90s Baby Show.
Yeah.
I'm on the last question to make the leaderboard.
Okay.
Don't panic, though. It's a simple question, apparently.
It's pressure, man.
Yeah, no pressure. So...
10 seconds to answer. You can't use Google.
We need to know J. Cole's
last
mixtape.
The name.
The name. Do you know it?
Damn, I can see the picture in my.
He said,
So could you give us the two options to give him?
No.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
This is a lifeline.
J. Cole's last mixtape.
Just visualize that.
Take your
picture.
time. Take your time, bro.
I can see it in the front.
It's there.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to have to
You don't
give
get the
you...
options.
No, there's no options.
Apparently, there's no options.
And I'm going to have to give you
Do
a
we get a hint?
countdown.
Do we get a hint?
No, there's no hint.
When was it?
What?
What?
What year was it?
What year was it?
This year?
This year.
This year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the front cover in my eye.
In my eye. I'm going to have to count you down. 10, 9, 8. Not even a guess. 7, 6, 5.
I literally can't even think.
3.
I'm in clinics. Bro, I can't believe you asked me this question. I thought you were going to ask me a science question.
I know, but do you know what? I just thought you're a trendy guy, man.
yeah, he is.
Come back.
I thought you'd be a J. Cole guy as well. Sorry, Obi. You haven't done it. Sorry, man.
That's all right.
I know. It's all fun. It's all fun anyway.
With the flames, right? It's
Yeah.
There you go.
We got it.
It's got the flames on it. Oh, come on, man.
Point.
Damn. I'll let you listen to the... What do you guys...
Hold on.
Say that again?
Oh, I thought you were saying something.
Yeah, I mean, at this rate, I can't even take an answer. You see, but now,
I know.
now.
Did he say it?
Sorry, man.
What did he say?
I thought you were going to ask me like a health-related question.
I know.
Wait, tell him to say it again. He might have
Say it again, bro. Did he say it?
Obi, say it again.
What did I say?
You was close.
He said you were close.
Oh, yeah. It's like may delete later or something like that. It's the one with the flames on the front. I can see it in my face, in my eye.
Tim, what do you want to do?
Come on, guys, man.
Just give it to him.
It's black, right? With red writing.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
on fire or something like that.
It's up to Tim.
Okay,
I want to give it.
I wait for Tem to decide.
I want to give. I do want to give it.
But what?
But they'll kill us in the comments.
Oh, there you go.
fair
The comments good for engagement.
You've had literally like, you guys have literally had like 2 minutes, even 10 minutes of trivia. I can't give it. It's might delete later.
Yeah.
So he didn't get the name right, and he's had like a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's hit him.
One word off, may delete later. Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's hit him.
Yeah,
He
okay.
couldn't think. Then it's like, I
Because it slowly comes
I
to
can't.
you,
I
isn't it?
can't. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
Obi, well done though. You're
Thanks,
trying though,
alright.
man.
Sorry,
You're trying though, man.
You was close.
Thank you,
We're
Obi.
all close.
Appreciate you.
Thank you,
He's
bro.
not thinking about it in theatre.
Yeah, nah, thank you.
Please.
Take care. Right. See?
No leaderboard, unfortunately. Yeah, no
Anyway,
leaderboard.
This was
Close,
fun.
though.
This is fun.
No, it was fun. Like I said, it
We
was
did
long
well,
awaited.
though.
Yeah, no, you
Well
did.
done.
You did.
We did. I thought it was
You
gonna
did.
be
You
right,
guys
so
smashed
no.
it. It was just literally the last question where you
J.
didn't
Cole.
get it.
I'm going to look him up now.
You should listen.
Yeah,
Spend
go
more
give
time-
it a
Spend more
listen.
time listening.
Do you guys have, I mean, other than the book, do you guys have anything else coming? Or whether it talks or, I don't know, seminars or even community-wise?
Yeah. So one thing we'd say is we've been speaking a lot at companies. So
Yes.
if
A whole
anyone
load.
watching, listening would love us to come and speak at their company,
Yep.
we'd love it.
Budget.
So we do financial well-being workshops.
Yeah.
We can tailor it into various topics, investing, all those things. We do them in detail. We've done it at various companies. Netflix, Expedia, Amazon, Meta, all these companies, Gusto. So if you want us to come around, just email us, go to humblepenny.com, our website. and just hit us up. Just email us support@thehumpenny.com. Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, and we also have a sister brand called Financial Joy Academy. It's a platform for what we call our dream makers, people who want to, whether they have goals of becoming mortgage-free or financially independent, creating a side hustle. We have a platform where we show up fortnightly to offer coaching calls. We answer your questions live on like a Zoom. We have masterminds, masterclasses, courses on things like investing in the stock market, creating an online business, and investing in property. So that's Financial Joy Academy. It's a membership which people pay monthly, and for that you get access to Ken and Mary, access to other dream makers who are also on the same page in terms of
it's powerful, man.
financial freedom. It's a community.
Yeah, is that the newsletter one? You got a newsletter as well?
Yeah, the newsletter is it's on thehumpenny.com. People can join that for free.
Wicked.
That's
they get an email coming out and stuff.
Amazing.
But the academy is over at financialjoyacademy.com.
Yeah.
Right.
People can go and check that out if they want to.
Yeah, amazing. We'll put it all in the description.
Yeah, I mean, we can also actually, maybe what we can do is offer a generous discount for
Lovely.
90s baby show community.
Yeah.
So
we'll put it in
literally
the
go, if you go to financialjoyacademy.com, just use the code 90s baby show.
Yeah.
And you get 25% off per month.
That's a long
Right.
25% off per month.
Amazing.
Yeah, for the membership over at Financial Joy Academy. So 90s baby show. Just use that in the code. And we'll get it all set up.
Yeah, we'll put it in the description box.
Put in the
I always
description.
point here as if
it's because when we've had things on the screen and stuff like that.
We'll put it in the description box. I was gonna shout at all the companies about Black History Month, but I'll do that next week.
No, we can do that.
I wasn't happy, but
perfect. Yeah, other than that, the theory, bro.
It's baby crazy.
Thank you.